All right. Apparently, YouTube chat really like the thumbnail over there. I'll be honest with you guys. I almost didn't stream today. I was really thinking about it. So I came up with a bit of a compromise for today then, because I wasn't going to stream. I'm going to just treat today like I would just have treated today as like my off day, sorta. I have some things I wanted to watch anyway, so no, not totally. But if I got time, I'm probably just going to play a couple games later on. We'll see. But we might not even get to that point, if I'm completely honest with you, because me and Shay are going to go into downtown tonight, get some dinner, because I have been streaming every day this week for...
Good afternoon, Flatside.
Actually, let me go look.
Well with you less than 3.
Yo, things have been good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. 29 months. And Simsama, I think 15 months. Dude, look at this. 11-hour stream, 12-hour stream, 12-hour stream. Actually, this one might be longer.
I watched some of the VOD today. Now you can put the Cobblerman title next to the Paul World Champion title.
True. This one actually is longer than 12 hours because the 12-hour VOD gets cut off. So this is actually longer than a 12-hour stream. That's why it's at 11:55.00. That's the cutoff. So this was actually longer than 12 hours. 8.5 hours, 12 hours yesterday. Dude, I felt like I was back to playing Overwatch. Well, okay, not true. I was having fun. I meant like long streams when I used to do like the Giga streams. And dude, it's the first time I've had pain in my knee for a very long time. And actually, it made me think about it. I think I'm gonna start streaming with my chair a little higher. I always streamed with it lower because I felt like my aim was a little bit better with my arm, like more even. But I might stream a little bit higher because when I stream normally, I'm sitting like at an angle slightly, right? You know what I mean? So like slightly at an angle where like my knees are almost like bent up, you know? Hi, buddy. Hi. What are you doing? You care to see your dad? You want to say hi to chat? You want to come up? No? You don't want to come up? Okay, he doesn't want to come up today. Yo, wait a second. Appreciate it. Thoughts on Spylo? Why are you asking me about Spylo? Spylo's cool, people. I like Spylo. Spylo is my fellow New Englander with crazy hair. Actually, are you asking me because of the Twitter debacle recently? Hold on, I don't... I fan the flames of this a little bit. I've realized I have secret power with Overwatch Twitter. Can I show you what it is? Well, actually, no, that's not true. Let me that sounds a little too egotistical. But sometimes if I see a tweet that's a little bit abrasive / like, but it has some heat to it, I'll like it. And I swear it always goes bananas after. So I saw this one from Chasm. And basically, this is a little bit of a schizo post, in my opinion. But let me break it down. It says, after hitting champ 1 in both 5 and 66 this season, I can safely say that rank has no meaning in this game anymore. That is true. But after that, it goes into schizo posting. Hitting the highest rank in the game, champ 1, is equivalent to probably around 4,300 SR in Overwatch 1. That is absolutely not true at all. And I'm guessing this is why you asked me about Spylo, because Spylo responded to this, and I have it, but I'll get there. That would have even put you in top 500 before roll queue. All these Overwatch 2 players would have been slaughtered back when the good players used to play ranked. It's crazy to even think a rank 1 player in today's ranked probably wouldn't even be top 100 players just a few years ago. Adding heroes like Kiri, Judo, Sojourn, Hazard, Malga, Ramp. Yeah, see, the second you put Malga, that you earned a like from me. As well as making the rank system based on your playtime rather than actual skill, copied from Marvel Rivals, has done irreparable damage to ranked. Playing a 4.5, 4.6 lobby in Overwatch 1 felt like you were playing an actual professional game fighting for life. Now it feels like I'm playing a practice game of Rivals quick play. So can I just preface this really quick? This is why I always tell the Rivals players, like, don't hardcore go into your like competitive community, because they will hate you and they will eat you alive. Because Overwatch is, I think, widely considered the much more competitive game. And they're basically equating their high rank to Rivals quick play, which is just schizo posting. But and then the reply of like, one of the biggest reasons ranks has nothing is because they change it every season. If you're going to make a rank system, that you must never change the ranks distribution, otherwise it is meaningless. Anytime you ask someone for someone's rank, you have to ask if it was in a boosted season. Was it with Kiriko? Was it before they added Champion? Were you stacking? Champ actually slightly meant something for a couple of seasons, and then to retain more players, they just made it easy to get. They did this with GM first, and then Champion, and now even top 100 with Challenger score. If you disagree with any of this, or if it makes you mad, you're Overwatch 2 boosted, and you will never get satisfaction of hitting high SR in Overwatch 1. That's why I said it kind of read like a schizo post. I know, but like, it's funny because it's like it's happening in Overwatch, but this has been around for years, right? I laugh because I can equate it to Rivals today, where like everyone's boosted, everyone sucks, no one's good at the games, all the streamers are stupid, they're all bad, you know, blah blah blah, you know. But like, let's get an actual level-headed take. It comes from Spilo, which is why, by the way, this is what made me think of it. The guy on YouTube asked me what I thought of Spilo. Says that there's a lot of understandable critiques of Overwatch ranked right now. Challenger probably being a particular sticky subject. That being said, it is in no way is Champ 1 even remotely of 4.3k of old Overwatch 1 as someone who had hit almost 4.3k myself. And this is even if we ignore the player base improving over time. Yeah, so it's like, that's kind of the big one.
Let's believe.
You know, that's kind of the big one. It's like, obviously, like, you can't stick like that's almost like the plumber era, you know, like you're telling me like 2017 Overwatch players would be 100 times better than today. Like, no, the guy who hasn't stopped playing for 10 straight years is probably going to be a little bit better. But you know, it kind of just, it's a fun thing to look at and think about, because like ranked gaming, people care less and less about every year. And I think rightfully so. I enjoy it personally. But I'll give you a good example, right? All of the biggest streamers on Twitch anymore, they're not competitive gamers. The biggest right now, I'd probably say, is Peanut. He like throw people's games 90% of the time. People want to laugh and have a good time. The era of the hyper-competitive gamer is kind of gone. At least when people like caring about them anymore. And I think there's actually a lot you could attribute to that. Like, it's not as impressive anymore because everyone's done it. Cheaters running around constantly. Like, you never know when someone's cheating and when someone's not. But like at the same time though, like you will never satisfy some people. And like the original Schizo post is kind of a good example of like not being able to satisfy anyone. Because like when they released Champion, literally 0 players had Champion 1. I think the closest somebody got was one guy who had a rank 1 account that was inactive.
Been catching up on the Paul World and
Yo.
vids. Love that you enjoyed those.
Hey, you are, Akita.
games.
Hey,
Smooches
appreciate you.
for Gus.
Appreciate you for the 6 months. Appreciate you. Back to what I was saying about Champion. There was one guy who had a rank 1 account that was inactive, played placements in a duo, won 10 games straight on his rank 1 account, and got champ 2. So it legitimately wasn't even possible to get rank 1. And so like you know, the argument of like working the way through this, like, I don't know if it was actually in this tweet. I read further into these. I don't know whose reply it was, whatever. But basically was trying to equate that like, oh, they fucked up by changing their rank system with challenge with champion and like making it easier for people to get. And I thought it was really funny because I'm like, these people just don't care. Like that's not true. They care too much in a way. Because they make it so elite that like everything else around them doesn't matter. And I mean that about this statement right here. When you ask, is it a boosted season? Was it with a certain hero? Was it before they added champion? Did you play with people? Right? And it's like, that's the mentality I think that kills more than anything. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting because I think people are sort of like tired of it over time, myself included. And so I've been trying to be a bit better about just making more enjoyable content as opposed to like being like just ranked focus all the time. But I also do like giving people tools to be better at playing games, because I think like part of playing games is having fun, and having fun is winning for a lot of people. I'm one of those people. I have way more fun when I'm winning. I'll be honest with you. So it's a little harder for me to have fun if I'm losing consistently.
Don't rank your whole personality.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's 7 months, but I don't know. I thought it was interesting just because you brought up Spylo, and I wanted this to be almost like a warning to rivals people of like, hey, this is what happens if you make your game too hyper competitive and you focus too much on making everything extremely competitive and extremely balanced, and you know, the rank system and blah 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 blah. Because you will never ever ever ever, and I mean ever, make them truly happy. That doesn't mean you can't make it better. But you also have to like take into account that, you know, there are limits, I think, to some parts of it. But either way, though, it was very interesting to see that come across my feed this morning.
YouTube, but
yo,
support, keep up the good work.
Thanks, Dean. Appreciate the 28 months. Much love, dude. Let me see. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't even gonna go over that. I really wasn't. It just kind of popped up. Talking about Spylo. But the two things I actually wanted to do, just while we were like hanging out, not doing like anything too crazy today. Yo, thanks, Hope. Appreciated. Is I have these two. I have this one, the Markiplier's FNAF. He finishes 1020. Everyone wanted me to watch that. And this gaming marketplace one, which looked really good as well. But other than that, though, today's probably gonna be a super chill day. I mean, I might even not even get around to like gaming stuff. Oh man, is it bad that I read the title as "Tired Old Man POV"? No, but that was the original title and I removed it. If it's anything, that was legitimately the original title. But yeah, how come barely anyone plays Torb in Overwatch ranked? Because Torb is typically a little bit what's the word? Unless he's broken, he's kind of like niche and doesn't get a whole lot of value unless you're really good at the character. Like, just play something else and you get 10 times more value. There's a new Paladins video. Okay, those guys are actually just content farming. I saw that there's like another 12 videos. Like, it's not that serious. Like, the first guy is clearly a scammer, just making one video and be like, hey, don't do this. Don't do this. This guy is clearly farming you. Don't fall for it. This is a pipe dream with no plan behind it. Watch yourself, you know? And the fact that there's now 12 like follow-up videos just shows that like it's no longer like an actual project. It's just people content farming off of the corpse of what is Paladins. So it is what it is. I'm lurking playing Pal Worlds with wifey, but listening. I want to play Pal World today a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to be on for long enough. I was going to message Shade and see if she wanted to play, but I don't know. When's the new Overwatch season drop? Tuesday. I think Tuesday I'm probably going to play the new Overwatch season, and then also I see the new Overwatch gameplay. Yeah, I did. It just wasn't long enough to upload it to YouTube, but I've already watched everything. Thoughts on the Hood? I only played it with him and against him for a couple hours. He seems really strong. And I was gonna play Rivals today, but I saw like the Ashlands tournaments happening today, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Also, I'm just tired. You got me back in the ZZZ. I actually I did my dailies off stream today before I started stream. I don't like the new hero in Overwatch. Why? It hasn't even come out yet. How do you not like them? Take a nap, bro. I slept for like 12 hours. I think I pulled something. My knee hurts. After like 5 or 6 straight days of 12+ hour streams, yeah, I'm kind of cooked at this point. You see that Big Walk is out? I did see Big Walk is out, but I'd have to get a squad, and most of my friends are playing in the tournament right now. Hospital? I'm not going to the hospital because I pulled something. That's crazy. That's crazy. I just played Penny into Starlord and spammed me, and I couldn't help him. Oh. Oh. Oh, you stunned him. Oh, okay. Just ice, heat, and light stretching. Yeah, I mean, it just... Oh, yeah, American, my bad. Wait, can I ask? Wait, hang on. Where are you from? I don't know where you're from, but do you actually go to the hospital for a pulled muscle? Like, what do they even give you? Isn't there any, like, nothing? They don't even give you anything. In Spain? Really? It's free, so why not? But, like, there's not, like, you're just gonna sit there for a couple hours and wait. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could just do something else with my day. You know? You need to prioritize your health over streaming. Okay, when was the last time I did 5 days of 12+ hour streams? It's been like 8 months, okay? We had an event. The event was awesome. I wanted to win. I locked in. I won. The payoff was worth it. But, like, again, though, that's why I'm just kind of, like, doing a chill day today. They give you patches to put on it? Well, what does that do? What does that do? What do you mean? Like, is it just like a warming patch? Because I can just get that at CVS. Yeah, it's like ice. Is it like icy hot? Or actually, maybe not. Like like a warming pad? Flats, can you Flats, can you You should play Valorant, please. You should play Valorant, please. I can't, you're just asking me to play Valorant? Why do you want me to play Valorant? I've actually low-key thought about doing a Valorant arc to see how high I could climb. For funsies, but that game's also kind of butt. You know? The game's also kind of butt. The only thing that's nice about Valorant is that it has a pretty decent anti-cheat. And so if I wanted to play attack shooter and I don't want to like go through servers and have like third-party servers to play on, then I'd play that over like CS, you know? Right? Siege. Okay, Siege would be interesting because you know what's funny? Timmy is like doing his like challenge with Siege, and Timmy is like 10 times better at aiming than me. I don't think I could do it. Even though I used to be like really good at Siege, that was like 2015, brother. Like it's 10 years later. Hell no. That sounds like I would be in eternal hell. Yo, Nimi, thank you for the big 2 over 3 months. Appreciate you thinking. Also, anything we gifted. Sorry, I missed that earlier. Play Monster Hunter. I will never play Monster Hunter on stream ever again. Don't test me. Don't test me. Never again. I have had some tough streams in my day. That was probably top 5. I have never, like, that was the one that got so bad. We had chat in sub only mode, and I was like actively pinned messages like, please stop backseating. Please stop saying exactly what to do. Please, like leave it alone. And people were TTS donating just to get through the system. It was so bad. Like, people did not care. They were like, I'll spend $5 to tell this guy what to do. I don't care. And it was like spoilers, what builds to run, what's coming up, how you fight the next boss, what you should do. Like, you should change your build for this upcoming boss. It was so bad. I was like, bro, just fuck them, take their money, but it's not about the money. It's not good content. It's not enjoyable. Like, listen, if I wanted to just make money all day, I would stream. I would have never left Overwatch. Actually, that's not true. I would have just only played Overwatch and Rivals. I would have done 20-hour drop streams for Overwatch, and then I would have played Rivals at the start of every season and done the spectate on the first day of the season. I wouldn't wait like a week or two for people to like actually learn the character. I would do a spectate to like day one of the new character. I'd farm out 12 spectatings back to back. Literally don't care. Like, I would go through the entire roster. There's enough heroes that I could go through the entire roster, like, and upload one every 3 days, like every like 2 days. I could go all the way through the roster and just keep doing that endlessly. But I don't like doing that. It's boring. Like, I like doing it every once in a while, especially when a character's like popular or is making a comeback or something's coming up. But like, if I wanted to do money farm, I would just do that and just be an Ouroboros and never do any other content. Playing Monster Hunter was supposed to be enjoyable and like, oh, it's like a new player playing it. Like, I get to experience everything as for the first time. It was bad. It was bad. So. As a member of the Monster Hunter community, I apologize. It was bad. It was bad. But I mean, it is what it is. I've learned my lesson on that one. Like, we actually went into emote only at one point. And like, once your stream has to go into emote only, like, the fun of streaming is pretty much gone. Like, it's over, you know? Deadlock arc? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Deadlock's a cool game. I'm just not putting the hour. Like I was saying at the beginning, like, competitive gaming, I feel like is kind of died down a lot of it. You know, like, nobody cares if you're rank 1. Like, if you're rank 1 in Deadlock right now, does anyone really like care? You know, maybe like a small group of people. Same thing same thing with Overwatch. Who's rank 1 right now in Overwatch? Nobody knows, because it's a challenger system. It's kind of like. So I've been enjoying doing other stuff. Deadlock is cool as a new player. I agree. I 100% agree. I don't disagree even a little bit. But you should try Temtem. What is Temtem? Temtem on Steam. What is this? Mixed, very positive. Online creature collection adventure. Just another Pal World? Pal World, but not. It looks like it's like maybe Animal Crossing / Pal World. It's another Pokemon-like game that was in development for a long time, even before Pal World. You should try Pokemon Radical Red. I've actually beat Radical Red. It's right here. Have you done Emerald Kaizo? I haven't done that. Any new horror games on the list? I still gotta finish FNAF's Security Breaches DLC. Do you ever do for Pacific Drive? Don't start me on that game. That game pissed me off. That game genuinely made me mad. That game actually made me mad. Bro, that was an actual rage bait game. For those who never played Pacific Drive, it's basically you drive around like, and it's maybe almost like it's like an SCP kind of game where like a bunch of stuff's happening and you're supposed to drive around, collect stuff and whatnot. And like one of the anomalies that can happen to you is these little pillars pop up out of the ground, like little ones, right? They're like, let's say like you're in the lane of the road, like 10 of them will pop up, like little ones. I was driving to an exit, right? You have to like drive through like a portal to leave. And like the world's crumbling. You only have like a few seconds to get there. And I'm beelining it, straight line. I have it lined up. And I'm in a straight line driving. And one of those little pillars popped up under my car and perfectly stopped me. So I'm going like 70. And it goes boop. And just lifted me. And I just lost all momentum. And I just got propped there. And I couldn't move until it came back down. And then I started driving and I hit another one. Because I couldn't see it. It was still coming out of the ground. So it's like below the front of the car, and I died. That was it. That was it for me. That was the moment I said, I don't care. That's fucking stupid. That's unbelievable. I was done. I was done with it at that point. Deltarune? Okay. What's the other one? It's Deltarune and oh my god. The fuck was his name? Undertale. Undertale and Monster Hunter are like in a head-to-head for probably the worst backseat of chat that it could be. Hell no. And I actually would still do it, but unfortunately, Deltarune / Undertale have like these people on YouTube that like claim the music for it. Even if you just do a playthrough of the game, and they'll like copyright strike your videos. So I like out of principle will not make a video on those. I don't want to deal with them because like they're like genuinely just scammers. They're trying to scam anyone who plays the game and then claim the music like, oh yeah, this is our music, but it's actually not. Like the creator of the game knows that it's a problem and they can't do anything about it, unfortunately. So I just don't want to do that. Yeah, like the creator of the game is like, I can't stop them. I don't know what to do. You should be able to do this. So it's like, it is what it is. Did you watch the new golf cart video since you watched the one about Queso and Jinxie? Oh, the Joe Bart one?
Saw Queso play it and it was a grand old time.
Yeah, I'd be open to that. I saw a little bit of that game. Yeah, I saw the Joe Bart one. I haven't watched it yet though. I have it in my Flats Reacts section. Cuphead would be funny. Cuphead's actually the same thing. Cuphead has a group of people that like hardcore just like snipe people on YouTube. Actually, I think it's Netflix. I think actually it's Netflix for that one. Which is even scarier. I think it's Netflix. There's a big corporation for Cuphead that does the same thing. Like you actually can't stream that game on YouTube or make videos. It's not possible. You ever played No Man's Sky? Oh, have I played No Man's Sky? Wait, do you guys not? Wait, hang on. The new guys. Actually, yo, thank you for the super chat.
Have you heard of Dust Fade?
I have not at all. I don't know what that is. Sorry. If you're an Overwatch 2 viewer of mine or a Rivals viewer of mine, you actually don't know about me and No Man's Sky. So I played No Man's Sky when I was like an Overwatch 1 streamer. I was like 100 viewer Andy. And I got a sponsorship from No Man's Sky because they were like, there was not many people playing at that time. And I was like, an up and coming streamer. So I was like pretty cheap to get. And they were like, hey, like we'll sponsor you to come play No Man's Sky. And I was like, okay, cool. And the week before my sponsor, I was playing it a couple days on stream. And I found a game-breaking bug to duplicate ships, and I made infinite money. Like the week before the sponsor. And so when the sponsor came around, they were like, streamer, how the fuck do you have like $3.8 billion And like there's like the secondary currency, which is like not like the units, but like, you know what I'm talking about, the one you use to like buy like maps and stuff. I had, I think, 800,000 of that currency, and they were like, streamer, how did you get that? And I was just like, yeah, why didn't you wait? Because it all happened very quickly. Like the sponsor and okay, like it wasn't like I was like, oh, I have a sponsor coming up, let me find this game-breaking bug. It was like around the same time that they had reached out, and so like I hadn't even gotten a price for them yet, and then I did it like within the same week. So it was, yeah. So I was thinking of 52 months, and Metro thinking of 12 months. Appreciate it. So yeah, but I have a whole fleet in that game. I have a ship that's max upgraded for cargo, just so my loot hoarding activities can do well. And then I have a whole frigate fleet that's fully, well, I'm not maxed out, but like definitely like I bought every ship I could find. So there's probably a lot since I last played, but I would be so lost. I would be so lost if I played that these days. I think something I do want to do though, and I was actually talking to Shay about this, is I've been really enjoying the quote unquote variety arc where we just kind of play whatever. And I see like more and more you guys every day, like genuinely enjoy it. But I think something that I have failed is committing to a game every time. Like for example, this past month, I played Pal World. I don't think I failed on that one. I think I did a great job. I think I played a lot of that. RimWorld, I did like for a few streams, which was fine. I think like Assassin's Creed I started, but I didn't finish. Terraria I did pretty well with. Terraria I just didn't do I literally didn't finish the final boss of Terraria. Like, yes, that's a bit of a failure, but like I did like 15 streams of that game. Now you guys are gonna name off every game I've never finished. But like I did Assassin's Creed, I did Halo. Contraband Police, I don't think I've given enough time to, just because like I had other commitments that kind of came up. But like Welcome to the Game. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, I do this thing where I pick up a game, I play it a few times, and then I don't finish it all the way through. Right? So I want to be a little bit better about doing that. Flats, can you play my femboy roommate? If that's a real game, I'm in shock. If it's not, I'm banning you. Yo, thanks, Amanda. Are you planning on finishing Welcome to the Game or Assassin's Creed? Welcome to the Game, I'm not gonna lie, scares me a little bit. That game might be a little hard. Assassin's Creed, a little slow. I thought today maybe I'd play more Halo. I thought I'd try to blast my way through Halo a little bit more. If I get to it. But regardless, though, I think the next game we pick up, when I pick it up, also I'm gonna do more Contraband, please. But when I pick up the next game, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna actually do everything. No, we're not. You just missed the Monster Hunter rant. I know you probably just came in, so you missed it. But I ain't going through that again. We ain't going through that again. That's a real game. He's not trolling. I'm scared. Karki finished BG3. He's been on BG3 for like 3 months, but I'm glad he finished it. He fucked Halcyon in his bear form. Yeah, I basically got cucked in that game. I had to watch Shade fuck it, because like Shay, girlfriend, Shade, Siegel's wife, who I did the playthrough of BG3 with. She wanted Halcyon, and when you do a co-op playthrough, you have to watch every cutscene together. So I had to sit and watch the Halcyon cutscene while she did the stuff with my characters just standing off to the side like fucking actual cuck chaired. Yo, Fuzzy Waffle, thank you for 21 months. Appreciate it. But honestly, maybe I deserved it because I did kill the owl bear. That guy did kind of get fucked up. Yo, Lotus, thank you 5 months. Appreciated. I mean, like, listen, I've watched Dragon Ball. Oh yeah, I killed the I killed the owlbear cub because you ever watch Dragon Ball? You ever watch what happened to Frieza? Frieza kept Vegeta. Vegeta grew up and killed his ass. I listen. The baby watched me murder its mother. Like it's biding its time until it gets older and it wants to kill me in my sleep. Hell no. What's the excuse for Asterion? He attacked me in my sleep. I had a rule for that playthrough. If you attack me, you die. That was the Unga Bunga way. If you attack me, you die. Asterion attacked me. Asterion died. And the funniest part is I think I needed to roll like a 15 or more to kill Asterion when he bit me in my sleep. And I rolled like a 19 and I one-shot him. Okay, Shay. All right, relax. We didn't. Okay, all right. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. It's just. Anyways, though, why do you think Chainsaw Man is overrated? Season 1. I've only watched season 1. I watched the entire way through, and it was extremely hyped. People thought it was like the best anime of the season at that time, and I really didn't think it was very good. Sorry, that's not true. I thought it was okay. I was not looking. I didn't care if another season came. It was whatever. That's it. And I've seen some people say, "Oh, you have to watch the movie." Okay, well, season 1 was not good. Okay, maybe the movie is good, but season 1 was not good. It was okay. Let me explain again. It was okay. It was not so hyped that it should have been, oh my God, this is amazing. You know? The fuck was that? Something fell off my desk and then it just fucking scared me a little bit. What anime were we talking about? Someone asked me about my opinion on Chainsaw Man because I gave it in one of them. I was like doing like a patch notes breakdown or something and I talked about it. I still need to watch JJK. I only read it. JJK, I actually thought for a little while was overhyped. Season 1 was pretty decent, and I think season 2 was like kind of got bad. It was like kind of overhyped, and then it picked up speed. I think it picked up speed a little bit in the back half. I wouldn't say it was like the best of all time, but it was much like I could see why people loved it. I did actively enjoy it later on. Like the animation quality is so good. It's genuinely very high quality, and I liked it a lot. I wouldn't say it's my favorite anime of all time, and for a little bit I actually thought it was overhyped, and then I watched more of it and I was like, ooh, this actually got pretty good. Yeah, first half of season 3, it gets so good. Flash, Mr. Streamer, do you ever watch the Owl House? If so, did you like it? Are you talking about the Overwatch League house? Like that old YouTube series, like there was like a couple episodes for, or is this something different? No, it's a cartoon. Okay, it's totally different then. Frozen Kingdom for 16 months. I was like, dude, how did you know about that? Like, that didn't do anything. That was like, I think they had like less than 10,000 views. Okay, no, I haven't seen that one then. Because your favorite anime is a vending machine? Okay, I'm telling chat. Shay and I have been looking for a show to watch recently, and so we landed on, I don't know what the fuck we were thinking, but we were like, dude, anime about a vending machine? Fuck it, let's watch it, see what it is. We watched this anime that's like fucking, it's the most ridiculous name you've ever seen. It's like, I lived life in another world as a vending machine in a dungeon or some shit. It was actually peak. It was so good. Watched the first season, loved it. We started season 2 last night. They changed the main character's voice actor. Killed it. We turned it off halfway through the first episode. Actually, no, we watched the whole first episode. Half of the second episode, turned it off. We're done. Nope. He just sounds like a bum. And you know why? You know why it is? For me, it's Kaneki's voice actor from oh my god, Tokyo Ghoul. It's Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. I can't unfucking hear the little fucking emo bastard. He's just depresso the entire time. I can't unhear him. Like he's supposed to be this funny,
You want to
like
bang
goofy
your
vending
anime,
machine,
watch Kagaya
and all I can
Summer,
hear is like
Love
his
is War. Best rom/com.
"Oh, life's so terrible" voice. It fucking pisses me off, dude. It fucking made me mad. It made me so fucking pissed. It made me so fucking mad. We actually stopped watching it. That was it. Static thing 5 months. Appreciate it. Also, my nails is itchy. Oh yeah, you're right. I haven't watched it though. I know what you're talking about. Frozen thing in 16 months. Appreciate it, dude. Watch ReZero. Dude, ReZero fucking sucked. It was so good until about 3/4 of the way through, until they lost the fucking plot. They lost the fucking plot about 3/4 of the way through, and then it turned into giant anime girl floating through space fucking. What the fuck were they doing with that one? It was going so well, then they just killed it. They killed it. Shangri-La Frontier is goated. You know, ball. That is definitely goated. You know what I miss? The other. Oh god, what's the other one? Log Horizon. Log Horizon. I miss that show a little bit. Thoughts on My Hero Academia? Really good anime. Overhated because its community is fucking dog shit. It's like Marvel Rivals in a way. Actually amazing show. I gotta give them credit. Great job actually ending the damn thing, because they could have just bled that out for years and just people would have eaten it up. I will say that the ending was a little sad though. Ending was a little sad about the whole Deku and actually they did fix it. There was an episode that came out later and they fixed it. With Uraraka, and they never got together, but I think they did actually eventually. But yeah, Sword Art Online Alicization is peak. You know what? Speak your truth, King. I'll back you up. Speak your truth. Sword Art Online season 1 first half goated. Season 2, don't speak of that shit. Season 3, don't speak of that shit. Season 2, don't speak of that shit. Season 3 kind of starts to come back alive. Second half of season 3, it came back. It came back. They revived it. They revived it a little bit. They revived it. What about Delicious in Dungeon? That was pretty good. I actually liked that one a lot. I think I actually obsessively watched the first like 20 episodes in 2 days. And then I fell off it for a little bit,
For MHA
but it was good.
For the manga, there was so much hate and disdain for it, where when it came out for the anime, it was so loved.
Not that surprising. Just like there's always a big discrepancy. Not actually. It depends. I think in 4 months. I feel like there's a lot of manga that get overhyped and then they become an anime and then they're not good, or the reverse, where the manga's kind of not good and then it becomes an anime and it's fucking great. So I don't know. Different storytelling. Do you watch Soul Eater? Nah, I didn't. Wait, there's a running joke that Deku was a fast food worker? Wait, what? What do you mean? What does that even mean? Gardner, thank you for the membership. Appreciated. Wait, Rising of the Shield Hero is pretty good. You just gotta get past the Who Master Kink thing. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That you could put. I think you could put Rising of the Shield Hero in the same category as like Mushoku Tensei. There's a little bit of too much weird shit going on in there. Like great world building, like good characters. It's questionable decisions in there. You know, questionable decisions, questionable weird shit going on in there. You know. Frieren, I actually got bored of season 2 of Frieren. Season 1 was goated. Season 2, I got kind of bored of. I kind of fell off it. Maybe it gets better in the back half, but like first 4 episodes, I was. Flats, I need your help. I got banned from Rivals for 24 hours for account data exception. Oh my god, chat is flying right now. What the fuck is this? Account data exception? What is this? I don't know what that is, and I'm probably the wrong person to ask, dude. I ain't Rivals tech support, and better yet, I don't even know who I would ask. Do you ever play this? Try out Marvel Talkin'? Yeah, I do. I think we're gonna play it Tuesday.
What are your thoughts about Transformers movies or the shows?
The only thing I could ever think about with Transformers is Megan Fox. It was like the best and worst thing they ever did by casting her, because like she's just associated with that show, and she's not in there, then people don't care.
Rent a Girlfriend. What is wrong with you? Unsubbed.
What
Get
are you
back in the cuck chair?
What are you talking about, dude? Yeah, and I didn't watch all seasons. I told you I fell off of it.
Propaganda. S1 was super goated, but anything after that sucks balls.
I agree. Season 1 was really good. Especially the ending of season 1. Was pretty damn good. So, no wait. So someone said Tokyo Revengers, the fighting anime, like the street fighting anime. That was actually pretty good. Wait, the fast food worker Deku joke was when the manga released the ending, and people absolutely despised the fact that he didn't have a quirk at the end of it. Well, I mean, that was kind of like the whole point, was like he started quirkless, then he got one given to him, he burned it out, saving the world, and then he goes back to his normal life, you know? I kind of get it. I don't know. It kind of makes sense. Spoilers? I mean, now listen, that's been out for a while. Okay, that's been out for a very long time. Trust me, I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. I had it spoiled for me long in advance. That did not change the experience for me in any way, shape, or form. Because what I thought was spoiled for me didn't change how the story unfolds. The way the story unfolds is still very good, even if you knew that. Even if you didn't know that. Gus is going crazy. We got some thunder right now. I'm not used to that, dude. Some about Nashville, dude. It thunders here every day. What is this place? Why is there thunder every day in this damn place? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even rain half the fucking time. It's just random ass thunder. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Over in the middle of the U.S., yeah, I guess. Did you try Hattie B's? No. The lines are just too much, and the only one that I found that didn't have a line was a fucking food truck. I didn't feel like doing food truck at the time. Yo, look at the bits. Oh, let's
As I see people talking in here, like me, and a few others. Have you seen Lord of the Mysteries? I think it's a peak show and story. Novels are great and the show is
I watched 2 episodes. Didn't like it. Didn't watch anymore. What's up, Kratos? All right, buddy. Watched 2 episodes. Didn't like it. That was it. Devil May Cry anime? I don't know. I played the Devil May Cry games. I played a couple of them. They were pretty good. You didn't like the fake British voice acting? Nope. There was nothing that drew to me. I didn't like the animations quality. The story didn't hook me. The voice acting didn't hook me. Nothing. What about Fairy Tail? That's some peak.
You should watch Windbreaker if you liked Tokyo Revenger.
I think they came out a little too close to each other, where I was like, I don't want to watch another one of these back to back. All right, bro. What do you mean? How do you not know if Fairy Tail is peak? Fairy Tail is peak. Peak. I will say the spin-offs don't do it, but that was peak. I hate to break it to you. Favorite character? I mean, it's been a long time since I watched that show. I don't even remember who would have been my favorite. I mean, I had a couple. Oh, it was. You're right. It was Urza for a long time. I think it was Urza for a long time. Yeah, I think it was Urza because I've told you guys this story. I made a character when Skyrim Online or SAO Online, whatever the fuck it is, like the you know what I'm talking about, the fucking bullshit Oblivion Elder Scrolls Online. I made a character called Urza early on, and I told you guys I just made her made her look like Urza from Fairy Tail, and some dude came up to me told me to follow him into a fucking corner. I sat there for 5 minutes. He gave me every endgame item in the game and like millions of dollars and walked off. And I was like, yep, I don't want to know what just happened, but I am now geared for the entire game and I never have to worry about money and I never have to worry about anything ever again. Yep. So that probably answers that question. Oh, thanks, Taylor. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a long week. I think we did like 12-hour streams every day to prep for it, but I think it definitely showed by tournament time that maybe I was over prepared compared to everyone else. But honestly, I think Rage's team could have beat mine, but he made a couple mistakes. Like I was really worried about Rage's team in the tournament. But yeah, he messed up a couple times clicking body press, and also like I did a rematch versus him and it was much closer, but in the rematch versus him I still kind of had a couple win conditions. So yeah, I actually, the funny thing is nobody got to see my Dracovish. He was actually my secret sweeper that most people I think didn't know anything about, and nobody got to him. He was the final boss that nobody ever saw. And the worst part is I rematched Rage in the back alleys after I beat him, and I got to use Dracovish, and he forfeited because he was like, oh, I'm not beating this thing. I know this fish. And he quit. And I was like, yeah, I never got to use him. I was sad. I never got to use him. But the thing is, though, I had to be careful because like some teams were running like prankster paralysis and stuff like that. And so if Dracovish couldn't attack first, he wouldn't be valuable. So I needed to make sure he was in a position where he could actually sweep. But everyone kind of fell over. Yeah, I had Vicious Rend, Strongjaw, Dracovish. Yeah. Sorry, if you haven't. Okay, I hate to spoil it for you guys. If you're on the YouTube side, especially, yeah, the tournament's over. I won. Teehee. Videos are obviously coming soon. We only uploaded part 2 literally this morning, because all of those stream VODs are 10 to 12 hours long. So it takes a little bit to edit them and get them out the door. But yeah, I guess if you're coming in and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know, haha, see, hee, sorry about that. The part 1 video had great editing. Yeah, that's a Hubert classic. Hubert takes a little bit longer because he does so well, but I think he's gonna probably do the finals. Did Toast play? I don't know if Toast played. Was it for money or for fun? Both. I won $5,000. Oh wait, I won $5,000 and a year's supply of Red Bull. What the fuck does that mean, by the way? What is a year's supply of Red Bull? Is it 52 cans, or am I about to have 365 cans of Red Bull show up at my door? My neighbors are gonna think I'm fucking nuts. I was telling Shay about this. She's like, our neighbors already do think we're nuts. Our dog fucking screams when he's outside. He barks and screams at everything. Both of my cars are loud. We're like in our late 20s to early 30s. Everyone around us is they're in like late 30s, early 40s or older with like 3+ kids. We have no kids. We have nobody coming over. Every time we leave, it's loud. We never go outside. Our dog screams. And a fucking pallet of Red Bull is about to show up at the door, you know? So, I don't know, man. They probably gonna think we're weird. I'll fucking back up a pallet of Red Bull. Just sell the Red Bull cans to make a profit? No, I'm not gonna sell them. Shay actually likes Red Bull a lot, so it's actually kind of a nice prize. So... they'll probably just ship 2 or 3 cases a month. That's fair. I don't know how. We're definitely not going to drink that many of them. We're probably going to get stacked up in the garage because I don't know anyone who can drink that many. Well, I guess if I was like a construction worker, maybe, and I drank them every morning, but I'm not. So, you know, Red Bull only has barely more caffeine than a soda. Really? For those who don't know, I don't drink like coffee or anything like that. But I do take a caffeine supplement every time before stream. So I do take caffeine, but I don't do other stuff. You gotta react to Alex Bale's new theory, great reaction video. Who is that? So listen, I have a channel called Flats Reacts. If you in Discord, listen, if you got something, you always throw it in there. But sometimes you guys be throwing some weird shit in there. I've seen some crazy people videos in there sometimes. There's a lot of people that do. There's some people that do like self promo. I get it. It's whatever. But there's some crazy people videos in there. I gotta be honest. I've seen some of them, and I'm like, where did you find that? That's not true. A can of soda has 40 milligrams, and a Red Bull is 200. Wait, so I take like a Red Bull of caffeine every day? Oh, I didn't know that. You try Tokon? I actually was sponsored to try Tokon, so yes, we are going to play it. You take 200? Yeah. Just like these. Like these little Amazon ones. Yeah, I don't think it's that much. When I used to do the Super Overwatch streams, like the 20-hour streams, I'd always do like maybe 2 or 3 of those in a day. You know? I do like one at the start of stream, I do one at like the 8-hour mark, I do another one around like the 14-hour mark, and then I'll be good. Yeah, that'll kill you. I mean, I was awake for 20 hours at a time. It was definitely not a good idea. But like I said, that was probably the worst time mentally in my life, physically in my life, but not wallet wise. Like we were farming. I'm glad we don't have to ever do that again though. Real talk. Now I can just stream and do what I want, which is the best. For Marvel Tokon, you don't want to deal with the hassle, make sure you have a PlayStation account ready to link since it's required to play. Oh, that's good. I think I have one. Did you watch Seagull's video on 6v6? No, but he did say I could react to his content. I was talking to him like a week and a half ago about some stuff because we're gonna both go to BlizzCon. So we were talking about you know, what we want to do and like, you know, if he's going to go a day early, if we're going to go hang out, like stuff like that. And so we were just chatting about content too. Did someone tell him the PC version of Tokon is atrocious? No. Is it? Cool turning with Kingsman. I was rooting for you. Oh, you mean the Rivals tournament? Oh, if you haven't seen the Cobblemon tournament, I have someone on my team named Flo. He sounds just like Kingsman, so I thought you were talking about that one. Oh, the performance isn't the best. It's low-key broken. Play on a PS5 if you can. Is it time to break the PS5 out of the box? Might be. Flo and Kingsman need a collab? Dude, that would be so funny. Getting them both on a Rivals roster, that would actually be kind of peak. How was your experience with the recent tournament? With the Cobblemon one or the Rivals one? Oh, it was just the beta. It's legit just fine now. Okay, I'll give it a try. I have technically 2 streams to do, so. How long was that in the box? To give you an idea, it's the God of War Ragnarok collection. Technically, one of my best investments I've made. I bought it for like 500 bucks. They're like almost 1,000 now. Doubled its value. Just saying. Just saying. Investment guru over here. Investment guru. Just saying. Token's really good unless your PC is goated. It tends to have issues running all Sony's background processes. Wait, you mean if your PC is goated? Because it sounds like you mean if your PC is goated. Okay, what is your wisdom, Mr. Guru? Buy PlayStations early. All right, you know what? Actually, speaking of the PlayStations, I do have this video. You guys have linked this to me 100 times. The gaming market is starting to break. All right. I'm in.
This is a PlayStation 5. It came out in 2020 at $399. And
wait, where's my camera right now? Oh. Sorry. Okay.
now, even though it's 6 years old, it costs $599. Nintendo's announced a price hike to their Switch 2.
Wait, hang on.
This is a PlayStation 5. It came out in 2020 at $399.
$399.
And now, even though it's 6 years old, it costs $599. Nintendo.
Hey, hey, looking like a good investment.
Price hike to their Switch 2. The Xbox has raised its price 3 times since 2025. And the scariest part is.
Wait, the Xbox is how much now?
The Xbox has raised its price 3 times since.
Wait, the Xbox. What is this? Xbox X or One X or something? I forget what the fuck they're called now. The Xbox refrigerator is $800 now.
2025, and the scariest part is not even the extra money. It's
when did this video come out? Like 8 days ago. Yeah, 8 days ago.
Happening around it, because at the same time, PlayStation announced it's going to stop shipping physical game discs entirely. Xbox has axed 5 of its big game production studios and fired thousands of people in what's being called one of the biggest single layoffs in gaming history. All while Nvidia has started capping how many hours a month you're allowed to play when using their services. A crazy.
Wait, hang on. I've never used this, right? Is this like the cloud-based gaming thing that they have? It is. I've never understood this shit. I'm gonna be so real with you. I never understood why people would want to do this. Like, I know there's probably a technical answer, but it just doesn't make sense to me. And maybe I'm unga bunga, but like why?
This
like,
part? Everything I've just mentioned.
Like, I have been around long enough to know that if something is new and it's offered to you like unlimited for free, then that could be put like a time restriction on it. They will. One of the reasons why, like, I was always like, okay, I'll give you a good example. If you are someone that uses internet from home for work, some internet providers have a monthly cap. Like, if you go over, say, 100 gigabytes of download, or say like 1,000 gigabytes of download a month, they will charge you extra, or they will throttle you. If you read in the fine print, not all of them do, but some do. Same thing with like phones and whatnot. Like, that's why, like, for a long time you'd have to like pay for data. A lot of companies now have unlimited data because people just don't use that much, and it's much easier to access. But whenever I saw something like this, I was always like, yeah, I don't want to ever become reliant on it, you know? It offers a cheaper service than buying hardware and games, but that's kind of how they get you in the door, though, you know? Because then they fund their project, then it becomes bigger, and now you're reliant on it.
Is linked.
And then they can charge you more.
All part of a single chain reaction that's already started in the gaming industry.
You had to buy the games, but like, so many games are free to play that are competitive. If you want story games, you know, like those story games, you either just wait like a month or two and they go on sale on Steam for 25% off, or you know, if it's like you're gonna buy one of these games that, like, from indie developers, they're like $20-30, you know? And I know obviously $20-30 is a good amount of money, but how often are you actually beating the whole game and working your way through? Like, especially if you're doing other stuff, like a good story game could last you a week or two or more, you know? Hello, I'm a first-time chatter. I've never heard of you. But I've never been interested in Rivals or any other hero shooter. Clips Guy has changed my algorithm and interests so forever thank you, Flats and Clips Guy. Crazy message, but hey, appreciate you.
And I don't see where it stops. To understand what I mean, if we were to take apart this PlayStation 5, inside, you would find 16 gigabytes of RAM, or memory, which it needs to be able to run games. A single AI chip from Nvidia, the Blackwell Ultra, requires 288 gigabytes of memory, 18 PlayStation 5's worth of RAM. Now, it is a fancier type of memory than what's in your PlayStation, but it's made on the same production lines by the same companies. So every gigabyte that goes into this is a gigabyte that can't be made for a PS.
Okay, but what do you do if you're in a third world country where everything is 20x the dollar amount? I simply can't afford the upfront costs. Okay, when we're getting into global currencies, it's obviously a much more difficult conversation to have in general. Across the board, like, you know, some gaming companies should have more standardized or localized pricings. Obviously, there's people that are going to take advantage of that then and like VPN to that country to then buy it for cheaper. So it's like, what do they do in their situation? And obviously, that's a little bit tougher, right? That said, though, that's why I was saying like there's a lot of really good free to play games as well on the market as well. That's why like a lot of FPS games specifically have gone the free to play route. Again, though, that's a much more difficult economic question across the board. You know, I guess Game Pass, Game Pass would be the first thing I would think of, but I don't even think cloud gaming is that much more or that much cheaper. Is it actually that much cheaper?
5. And the problem is when AI companies buy chips for their data centers, they don't just buy one. Chips are sold in racks, each containing 72 of those AI chips. So one rack equals 1,300 PlayStation 5s. Oh dear. And they don't just buy one rack. Racks are purchased in clusters. Last year, Microsoft switched on their first big cluster to help power the growing needs from OpenAI's.
Yeah, I know this is going. This is going the AI route. Like AI just
GPT models.
Is eating all the resources.
With 64 racks in one go. 83,000 PlayStation 5s. And here's where it gets.
I feel like we've hit critical mass where like everyone now understands that AI isn't actually that useful, but we can't stop the train because we've spent too much money on it.
Truly terrifying. Even that was barely a test run compared to the scale on which these new servers are being set up now. Just a year later, OpenAI is currently building out the Stargate campus that will reportedly hold 100 times the number of racks as that first purchase. 8.3 million PlayStation 5's worth of memory in one company's one site. That's almost enough PlayStations.
Yeah, and it's more efficient, right? Like, why sell one item for $1 when I can sell and then try to sell 100 of those items when I could sell one item for $100?
For every single household in the entire continent of Australia. And so when you factor in that there are also other AI companies, Meta and their even larger Prometheus site, xAI's Colossus, supposedly the world's most powerful data center, Amazon, Google, and every other big tech company who's galloping headfirst into the AI wars, we have reached a point where AI data centers are now estimated to be swallowing up 70% of the world's memory output.
Never mind electricity costs. Like, I'm a homeowner. I own a home now. Back home in Massachusetts, electricity was getting pretty damn expensive. I moved here to Nashville, and Nashville has a couple AI data centers that are trying to go up. And actually, I think very recently, I just saw a TikTok about it. I'm not sure if it's true. I haven't lived here long enough to look that deep into it. But basically, like they just passed a stop because they're like, okay, this is getting this is going a little too fast. We need to slow this down because like we don't know what the repercussions are, which hopefully is true because that's actually kind of a good thing. I got my electricity bill here. It was slightly cheaper than it was back home. And apparently, even here, it's gotten jacked up significantly from what it used to be because of those AI data centers. Because power was supposed to be way more cheaper or way cheaper here and much easier to access because of a couple different reasons. But yeah, like it's beyond just this. It's like the energy that's also used to maintain it after. It's also the resources required to keep it propped up, and it's only growing larger, and like the system isn't designed to support it.
Is going into building services that we barely heard of 5 years ago, and that has left everything else on the planet that needs memory. Every phone, every PC, every car, every console, having to now fight over the small and rapidly shrinking pool that's left.
And, this is where capitalism should step in, right? It should be, there's supply and demand. If there's such a demand, then more supply exists by more companies coming up and more companies like appearing. But that's actually not the case because it's such a hard industry to start, right? Like, for example, let's say airlines. Like if I was, I'm Joe Schmo and I want to start a business tomorrow, right? If, my town only has 3 restaurants, I could start a restaurant and now there's 4, right? Now there's the demand, people got to eat, right? They got to eat. They want a place to eat food. I just make good food. I start a restaurant, in a town with not many other places. Boom, I'm probably doing okay. You can't start an airline tomorrow as Joe Schmo. There's only 5 or 6 airlines, say, for example, and it's like, great, well, like they don't have a whole lot of competition, but everyone needs to fly. Everyone has places to go. If you had another airline, you could, charge cheaper prices. You could take a part of that commission, or you could go the other route where you have like a more luxury experience. You grab that more luxury experience from people, charge them a premium, but you offer XYZ. You can't do that with something like data chips because it's becoming a weapon. It's becoming more protected by governments because they realize how much it's worth. And so there isn't anybody to step in and increase that supply. And the companies that control it almost don't have a reason to really like pump out that much more for the smaller guys because they're already making so much money that they really can't even expand. And they're already working at max capacity. So it's like, what do you do?
Why don't they just make some more memory, you ask? Well, I don't think they want to. See, the entire world's memory supply comes from largely 5 companies. And if we're talking about the specific type of memory used to make RAM, that's only 3 companies: Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. And these 3 companies could choose to invest tens of billions into new factories to be able to produce more, but that would take 3 to 4 years to build.
And what happens if it starts to decline? Like, what if the AI bubble pops and you have all these extra factories that are making things on the cheap?
And if there were to
your
be an
margins
AI
become
crash
smaller.
in that time, they'd have spent it all for nothing. And so why take the risk when they're currently raking in cash? These companies are currently lapping up 70 to 80% margins on
I hope
their
it pops now. No, but like, okay, yes, but also, and most of my chat's on the younger side, so this might not even affect you that much. But your like parents and grandparents, like retirement might explode. Like if the AI bubble pops tomorrow, your grandma or like your parents who are getting close to retiring might not have the money to retire anymore, because like a lot of times pension funds, a lot of times investment funds, especially if they have anyone managing their money, put a lot of this in here because it gives the maximum return. And they want the maximum return because a lot of financial agencies get paid on a percentage. So for example, let's say you're running a money market fund of $100 million, right? You might be getting a 0.5% to run that, right? 0.5% of the entire 100 million every year. If it grows 12% every year is a fuck ton of money, right? That's a lot of goddamn money, and you want it to grow as fast as possible. And it's basically a we make them money, we make money type of thing. But here's the catch. If that stock tanks tomorrow, they don't owe you their commission back. They already have the commission. So they get paid every year on the growth of the money. But if it destroys itself, well, now they don't have a cash cow anymore, but they don't lose the money that they've already made. Who really loses is the people whose money it is. So they want to pump it in all the AI stocks. They want to pump it in all these places because that's how they get the biggest investment and the biggest return. But if it exploded tomorrow, your parents might not have enough for retirement anymore because of money markets and whatnot that are pumping into it to make the most return. So I agree, I get it, like wanting to explode, but it would cause a really severe recession
compared to the historical norm of 30 to 40% because of one simple.
But the upside is if you're young, you could maybe buy a house.
Fact,
that
their new favorite customers, big tech companies, will pay absolutely anything for it. We are in a very unique situation where basically for the first time since the dot-com bubble, some of the richest companies on the planet, like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, are not even behaving like businesses. They're spending more money than they're even making from AI because the fear of losing the AI race has actually become bigger than the fear of debt. This is a very precarious situation for the world to be in, and it puts these memory companies in such a powerful position.
This is kind of the kind of BS you get when your government doesn't pay for your retirement, like here in the Nordics. Oh yeah, if you're in the Nordics, hey, listen, I commend you. You guys got shit figured out. We're all fucked.
That it feels like they've just decided
the rest
to
of us are
forget
fucked.
entirely about the consumer, with Micron actually quietly shutting down its consumer memory brand, Crucial, to focus on these data center business customers. Now, new factories are coming. Elon Musk and Intel are building a giant AI complex in Texas, for example, that will also make some memory, but none of it produces anything meaningful before 2028. Plus, almost all of that new capacity is being built for, you guessed it, the AI customers anyway. Because,
yeah,
well,
nothing
you
for
already know now.
Everyone else.
So how much more expensive has this memory really become? Well, to give you an idea, within just 3 months at the end of last year, the price of a single 16GB stick of RAM rose almost 300%.
Can I make a confession to you guys? When I moved houses, like from my old apartment to the house I had before this, was before this happened. And I had I had 2 sticks of memory that were 32 gigabytes each. I got them for $80 or something. They were like not really great quality, but they were like backup ones because I thought my RAM was dying on my old PC. And I was like, I don't need these. Like, I don't want to deal with having to sell them. And I was like trying to get rid of as much stuff as possible because you're moving and like you're either throwing stuff in boxes or you're throwing it away. I threw it away. And that should be like a grand now.
To Tom's Hardware's RAM Price Index. Asha Sharma, CEO of Xbox, has said the price we paid for console storage components was over 2 times as high as we paid last fall. These costs have since doubled again, and as we plan for the 2027 holiday season, we expect another significant increase, taking us over 5 times
How would I have known?
the prices we paid.
That was 3 years ago. How would I have known?
3 years earlier.
It was DDR4.
Memory is getting so expensive.
It was like not very good. It was like lower quality but big RAM, right? Like it was like 2 big sticks.
That, according to a report from TrendForce, on some high-end graphics cards, the memory that's on the card, known as the VRAM, now accounts for up to 80% of the total cost. Let that sink in. The actual clever bit of the graphics card that you should be paying for, the GPU chip that companies like Nvidia spend billions designing, is on some cards now costing less than the basic memory that's soldered around it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Here's where it starts to...
I still got my 3090 and wrapped up in a towel in my other closet. How much that worth?
Problematic.
At least that's something, right?
The implications from these higher prices are bigger than they first seem. Because when the prices go up, of course, fewer consumers buy. Like if we take PlayStation, in May 2026, just after the price hike, Americans bought fewer PlayStations than they had in any May since the year 2000. That's before the PlayStation 2 had even come to America. Xbox had the worst May in its entire history, and it's much bigger than just PlayStation and Xbox. Any company that makes any type of computing hardware. I was speaking to the director of one of the big Windows handheld companies, the companies that make this kind of stuff, and his words were, man, Windows gaming handhelds and computers are dead now. No company will launch new products if the memory prices continue to rise. It is crazy now. How bad do things need to be for a director of a currently operating business to call their own business dead? Even like Valve, typically the strongman of value gaming, just launched their Steam Machine, a box that's barely as powerful as the 6-year-old PS5, for $1,049. It's not going to be the next Steam Deck, put it that way. So all of a sudden,
wait, is the Steam Machine actually like? I thought I've seen a lot of people say it's good. Is it not?
The bastion that for 30 years has been the affordable way to game, the thing your mum could buy you at Christmas, is quietly drifting away from a staple to a luxury purchase.
Not for its price, it's bad. Damn. I kind of feel bad then. They probably designed it and started making it like around the time that this all happened, and their margins just exploded.
Now, gamers aren't going to stop playing games, right? But are they going to have to start changing where they play them? Very possibly. And that's where things get concerning. If the PlayStation 6, for example, launches at 2.5 times the base price that the PS5 did,
relaunch the PlayStation 6 alongside GTA 6, boom.
$1,000.
Problem
Sounds
solved.
like an outrageous prediction, but is actually what the current latest rumors are suggesting. Then it's not a crazy thought that far fewer people are going to buy a PS6. And you might think, okay, I mean, that's fine, I'll just wait, I'll buy it pre-owned. But it's not about just us, the individual. See, the entire...
I got my 232 gig RAM sticks for $235. The same ones are
Yeah,
now
that's crazy.
$750. Not upgrading my PC for a while.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. I'm not upgrading my PC either for a long time. It just doesn't seem worth it. Even as a streamer, it's like, why would I do it? Like, mine's still very good. I think that's
console gaming industry relies on momentum. These companies have to sell tens of millions of these consoles right out the gate to prove to developers that their new platform is worth developing for. It
Holy
means
shit,
that
a
new
PlayStation
console
3
is basically
Damn.
either all or nothing.
My PlayStation 3 got lost to time now.
You
Feels
either
bad.
sell tons of boxes, have developers flooding to your platform to make games for those users.
Do you guys remember? Dude, my grandma waited in line apparently for like hours to get me a Wii for Christmas because it was the same year that my parents like got divorced and stuff. So like they were trying to like give me a really good Christmas. Dude, getting a Wii that year was impossible.
And then even more users buying your console because of those games. The Nintendo Wii is a great example of forward momentum like this, with the console eventually hitting 101 million sales. Or you bottle it at the start. You don't manage to get that initial launch trajectory. Game devs don't want to take the risk, and then pretty much nothing you do is going to save your platform. Like the Wii U, which came just after the Wii, and in its entire lifetime has only hit 13.5.
Okay, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was
question
that
is,
bad.
how on earth are Sony or Xbox going to build any kind of momentum with their next-gen consoles if they're priced at $1,000? If the PS6 launches and only 5 to 8 million people buy one in the first year, whereas 80 million people are currently on PS5s, which platform are developers going to prioritize their games for? Obviously the old one. Sure, they'll make a version that runs at a higher resolution for the latest hardware, but any sensible developer who's gonna have to spend maybe half a decade...
I mean, the developers still do this even with like PlayStation 4. Not a little bit less now, but like COD and I think until this year was still made on PlayStation 4.
pouring everything into their next game is going to do everything to make sure that it's PS5 users who are getting an optimal experience, because that's where the money is. So now there is even less reason to upgrade. And the spiral descends. Because here's the thing, Sony more so than Xbox is a little bit protective.
I hadn't
in the
thought
short
about it that
term.
way, though.
If no one buys a PS6, then they do still have this giant PS5 install base to sell subscriptions and games to. But the install base of a console is like a melting ice cube. Consoles break, they get sold, they get retired.
True.
And players do slowly lose attachment and stop buying games for it across its lifetime. They drift over to PC, phones, or just out of the hobby. Normally, the thing that replenishes this pool of active users is the next-gen console. So if the PS6 ends up too expensive to do that, then...
Yeah, I mean, there's also the perception that like it's not getting any better. You know, the new one comes out, you're like, whoa, this is so much better, you know?
The paying population for companies like Sony is going to shrink every year, with nothing refilling it.
Profit loop.
So, if these companies want to continue to maintain their profits, they have to claw back money from other places. And as far as I can see, there are 4
Like us.
ways that they could do this. The first lever they can pull is subscriptions. I think these companies will raise the price of subscriptions and will make it feel...
I told you guys about this, right? When I got this house, there was a old Amazon Ring doorbell on the front, and it was just a piece of shit. And so I took it off, and there's a fucking hole behind it. And I was like, I don't want to have somebody come fill this hole. I'll just get another one and just like a new one and cover it with the old, like the whatever. I'll have a Ring doorbell. I never wanted one. I know they're pieces of shit, whatever. I got it, installed it. Not a problem. Cost me like $100. After a month, I got a notification that I would not be getting the service of using the doorbell, right? So basically what you can do is it'll send you a ping, someone's at the door, and it will pop up like a recording of like who was at your door, right? You lose 80% of the features unless you pay for the subscription. So the only thing it will do is it will give you a notification if someone's at the door / someone rang it. And then you can check in real time what's there, but it lags really hard, so you actually can't see. But it will not show you any previous recordings unless you pay for it. It still does it, but it will not allow you to access it unless you pay for it. I don't care how much it is. Fuck you. I'm not paying for that. Same thing with like FM radio, satellite radio. I know BMW for a little while was trying to make it so you had to pay for heated seats. I will legitimately not use your product at that point. This is why a CCTV is better. I mean, I don't want to like... Yeah, you're right.
More essential to pay a monthly fee to get the experience. I mean, Xbox tried an enormous price increase at the end of last year to its Game Pass, then realized they went a little too far and pulled it back a bit, but it's still more expensive than it was. And Nintendo's already started jacking up online costs 2 months ago in Japan, so who knows how long till that becomes global. Lever 2 is game prices. And we've already been seeing a lot of this before.
But game prices, though, is more the developer side,
memory
right?
crisis. Like $60 was the default price for a game for 15 years. Then it jumped to $70 in 2020, only to now start another jump to $80.
I wouldn't say 80's become the standard. I think Mario Kart did that. Oh my god, what was that quadruple A bullshit game? Tried to do that. But I don't think we're there yet. I see 70 way more. I don't think I've seen almost any 80's. Outer Worlds 2? Is Outer Worlds 2 80? I didn't touch it. I think 70 is like the limit right now. I think some people are like, oh, fine, I'll go from 60 to 70, but 80 turns a lot of people off. Skull and Bones, oh my god.
Just 5 years after. If things carry on like this, we might be seeing the $100 video game sooner than we...
Wait, Marvel Tokon is 80? Is it actually?
Like to. The third lever is control. This is what we've just seen happen with Sony, announcing that from 2028 onwards, they're going to cease
yeah, so it's 60, okay.
distribution of physical discs. And this might seem completely unrelated.
Yeah, if you say deluxe edition for that price, no, we're talking base.
To what's happening here. But the key thing that this move achieves for Sony is rerouting a lot of the money in the gaming market that wasn't previously going to them back to them, because it means that you can't sell your games anymore. When games are digital, they are tied to your account, effectively shutting down the entire secondhand market. It means that if your friend wants to play the same game you're playing, you can't just lend it to them. They can't just pop over to eBay and grab it for $20. They have to make an entirely new, maybe $80, maybe $100 purchase direct to Sony. And if that doesn't already sound like a problem, look at this. On my PlayStation right now, if I want to buy, say, Immortals of Avian, a game that, safe to say, flopped pretty hard, Sony is currently selling that for £69.99.
Yeah, I don't know, like, dude, this is why Steam's kind of OP. Like, there are games on Steam that are just like this, where, like, it's a dead game piece of shit, and it's full price. But then a sale comes around, and it goes to, like, 9 cents. You know? And it's like, you just know at that point, like, oh, just wait for the sales, and then Steam just fucking cranks them all to the floor, and then you're gonna, hey, keep clicking my fucking Battle.net. Can we stop? And it's like, you know, you kind of understand, like, what's going on there, and you figure it out, but, like, Sony, Xbox, they never do that shit.
That exact same game, I can pop onto my phone, go onto CEX, and...
Don't the devs set the sale price though? Yeah, but like if the game is dead, they're gone. Like there's nobody there to set the price. It's just like left there.
Ordered the physical edition for £5. It is crazy to think that this second option could just disappear. And crazier still, that this is how Sony prices games while these other options still exist. What are they going to do when there's no other option? To clarify, when Sony accesses the discs, you will still be able to buy their games at other retailers. But you'll be buying a download code that still has to go through the PlayStation Store to get you the games.
I don't know what I expected.
So Sony will control the...
Yeah, I don't even... So why would you ever go to like a midnight release or something for something now if you don't have the disc? Like, what's the point?
Price, more so than they ever have been able to with discs. I wouldn't go as far as to say that Sony axed the disc because of AI, but I do think that Sony axing discs is a sign of a squeezed, desperate industry, and that squeeze is largely brought on by this AI boom. And even if these discs don't officially die till 2028, it feels like the beginning of the end is now, with GTA 6, maybe the biggest game launch in history. But the only physical thing about...
I'm worried that after GTA 6, what happens? Does the whole gaming industry like just collapse? Like, that's the big one. Like, after that, what happens? Like, what if it doesn't be a hit? You know, what if it is a hit? But then it's like, well, now I have no reason to buy anything else for a long time.
The physical edition is a download code, at which point they might as well just be digital only. And Nintendo, too, because their game cartridges rely on the same type of flash memory that's rocketing up in price, publishers on Switch 2 are increasingly shipping dataless game key cards, like Elden Ring.
What?
It's a cartridge in a box that doesn't actually have the game on the cartridge, just a key that downloads it. So when you put it in, you're the one who has to download it, and
I would be actually fuming if I bought that and there's a key thing in it and it's just only to unlock it.
you're the one using up
The
your
code?
internal storage.
Oh my
instead of
goodness.
theirs. And the fourth lever that these companies can use to recoup their costs, the darkest one I'm getting to. But for the time being, can you see how it's already getting more expensive and just worse to be a console gamer? This is even leading to some insiders claiming that while Sony originally planned to launch PS6 in 2027, that it has now been delayed to 2028 or later. And whichever way this turns out, there is absolutely no doubt that we're about to see
So that means it's probably already done. They already have the thing already made. They have to just figure out how they're going to
slower
like
progress
mass produce
in
them.
games becoming next generation. And there's even a supposed leak claiming that the next gen consoles will ship with less RAM than originally planned and a lower speed bandwidth, as if there weren't already enough reasons to be concerned about them. I was originally wondering, one upside of AI is that maybe you don't need that new hardware. We've already seen with Nvidia's DLSS 5 tech that AI has the ability to massively upscale the resolution of games, make them run smoother, and even improve the lighting in real time. But alas,
It
most
doesn't
of
look
this
good.
tech can only run on new compatible AI hardware, which the current gen consoles are just not. Unfortunately, it's not just gaming companies and gaming consumers who are losing out in this spiral, because the final lever that brands like Sony and Xbox are going to have to pull is cost cutting. Like I mentioned, Xbox has actually divested 5 big game studios, including the people behind massively popular titles like Hellblade and Psychonauts, and in the
These are massively popular titles.
process also
Really?
axed around 3,200 jobs. This
I
is
actually don't know anything about either of those games, to be honest.
one company's one set of layoffs. And still, it means
Sorry.
3,200 potentially talented level designers, graphic designers, voiceover artists who were previously working on the next generation of games, who there's a very good chance are just not anymore. Keyword talented. Reportedly, the layoffs even include around half of the team at id Software, the studio that basically invented the first-person shooter with Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein, and more. Now,
This is a touchy subject because it's never good when people lose their jobs, but I don't think it's unfair to say that a lot of game discourse recently in the last few years has had beloved titles kind of fall off a cliff and not be liked anymore. And you have to wonder, if a game takes 8 to 10 years to come out, depending on what it is. Like, I think Halo's a good recent example. And Halo is interesting because there was a leak that apparently Halo was supposed to have 3 games in the last 10 years. There was a new Halo title that got scrapped. There was the Halo we just got released, which is the remaster, and then there was one other one. I don't remember what happened to the other one. But basically, in like 10 years, that's all we've gotten is one new Halo, and it's a remake. So it's like in 10 years, if your studio puts out a single game, how in the fuck are you supposed to justify still being open? Because if I was running a mom and pop shop and say I was selling pizzas, right, and I sold the best pizzas, Jesus fucking Christ. Let's say I was selling the best pizzas of all time. Okay? And everyone in town wants that pizza. And I had to be like, guys, I gotta fix some stuff. The next iteration of the pizza's coming. And I just never reopened the shop again for 10 years. How the fuck would I still be in business? Like, those people are gonna go somewhere else for pizza. How the fuck am I still paying my employees to figure out what's going on? Like, I'm working on pizza too for that long. Yeah, Kyogre's on my front porch right now. Also, Uber thing the gifted. I know they're not one-to-one examples. I understand that. But when you don't put anything out for 10 years, and when you finally do, it's not liked, and it's a remake of an old game that was liked, right? You're just remaking an old thing at that point that people have already played. That's all you've put out. it's hard to say, how are we still paying you? Like, you're like, the business isn't making any money. And that's just like tough talk. But for business, like, if you have employees, you have to make money to then pay those employees, right? If the company's making no money, how are they paying all the employees? Well, if they're not making any money, you can't pay those people. So you kind of have to lay people off. You have to have a smaller team that's actually affordable. Like, you have to cut those costs. And it's never a good thing, right? Having to cut costs. But like, a lot of the big studios just straight up don't put out games. And when they do finally put out a game, it's not really well received. And I'm not trying to advocate for crunch culture, but sometimes you have a studio, an indie studio with 1 to 10 people putting out really fucking good games. And then they get to reap the rewards. And so if you have all those people working on a game, they got to be putting some stuff out. You know, stuff has to go out the door. And stuff ain't going out the door. So what's going on, you know?
Imagine if on top of everything else, the higher prices,
Smells
the
like 2
dirtier
months.
tactics, the reduced focus on next generation, that we also start getting fewer big budget games too, because there's fewer people to make them. From an industry trade analysis in May 2026, a higher hardware entry price changes the shape of the next install base cohort and feeds directly into the lifetime value assumptions that justify a green light decision at the publisher level. Or in English, publishers decide whether to make a game based on projections of how many consoles are going to exist in the future to sell it to. This memory price surge has reduced.
Oh, I know.
the future
Minecraft is
projected
funding
install
all of
base,
that. I know.
Which means that games are being killed at the pitch stage right now because of RAM prices. And we're not even ever going to know which ones. And I think there's a very good chance that this also affects the innovation in games. Because doing new things is a risk.
But that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. All the big companies need to keep these people on board, where they're spending millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars on labor a year. They have to make safe decisions. They're not willing to swing the bat. They're not willing to do these things that might not make them money. They have to choose the safe options, or they have to lay a bunch of people off, which is also not a good look for them. You know? None of that's a good look for them. They never want to deal with that. Nobody wants to see people being laid off. It sucks. So they have to be more careful. That's why the indie developers are all winning now, because the indie guy's got nothing to lose. And the guy who's got nothing to lose has a way bigger potential than the guys afraid of losing everything.
Bases shrink,
you know?
It means that the threshold for something to become greenlit is going to become tighter. So the games that make it through that are increasingly going to be those easy, safe wins. Games like the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, a beloved 13-year-old game that's been rebuilt cheaply, targeted at hardware people already own, and absolutely filled to the brim with in-game monetization. Or for another example, Jason Schreier recently...
To be fair, you don't have to buy any of that. The game was pretty good when I was playing it, and you don't have to buy any of that. I think it got a little bit blown out of proportion, but again, I understand, though, why people would be upset. You don't have to buy any of it. I thought it was hilarious when they'd give you a pop-up to go to the shop, like an in-game ad. That's a little stupid, but yeah, that's also Ubisoft. Ubisoft's also like legitimately drowning. Like they're going close to going under, so they're fighting for their lives.
Obsidian, one of the other top game devs, they're ending work on a new unannounced RPG game to work on the next iteration of Fallout, the safe, known entity. These are dark times for video games.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a problem. Fallout doesn't get anything. They haven't been making a fucking new game.
I mean,
that's what people
EA
want.
is even going all out right now on trying to create a new standard for how in-game advertising works. And they're not scaling them back. They're actually building a platform that would let advertisers in almost real time buy ads that will then appear onto billboards and objects that you will see while trying to play your games. Now, you would hope that there will be limitations on what can be advertised where, but
low-key, hot take, that's kind of a good idea. I'd take that over making consoles unaffordable and making games unaffordable. If that's what they had to do, is like the bus stop in a game is an actual real-life ad, so the games aren't super pricey, I'd take it. But we all know the real reality is that's how it would be for about 5 years until everything stabilized. And then the profits would go, whoop, you know, like, then it would get abused. You know, we all know it would get abused later on. But it's kind of a good idea. you know?
Horrified by the idea of dropping the big bucks.
Yeah, movies already do that now. Dude, you know how many times you get in a movie and like somebody picks up a can and it's a can of Coke and they take a sip? Like that's an ad. Like a lot of times that's a fucking ad in your movie, you know?
On Ghosts of Yotei, being knee-deep in feudal Japan, katana drawn, cherry blossoms falling, only to turn around and see a giant sign for car insurance discounts. And even if it doesn't go that far, think about it. As soon as there becomes a monetary incentive to show gamers adverts, how could that not stop?
Wait, I really like the new Spider-Man film, but some of the product placement was just egregious. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure you're right.
To change how game worlds are designed, and even what types of games are made, and how permanently online they need to be connected.
That's one other one, yeah. You can't play many games off stream anymore or
Now,
offline.
a lot of the issues that we've talked about, game publishers getting greedier, the layoffs, has been happening already in the background for years. I mean, especially after COVID, when companies realized that they couldn't sustain the revenues that they had when all we were allowed to do was basically play video games. So they've been finding all sorts of ways to recoup those costs, both in-game.
Oh, it's the battle pass. I thought that was the college perk
So
system. I'm like, wait, why are they showing the college perk?
they've
But it
been
was battle
finding all
pass.
sorts of ways to
I was
recoup
gonna
those
say, wait,
costs,
that's
both
free.
in-game and also
Never mind.
culling employees. Point being, the fire was already lit, but the AI crisis stacked on top of this already strained industry.
The UFC added commercials between rounds that you couldn't skip. It was like 4 days and people went apeshit, so they took it away. Yeah, but don't you have to pay per view for UFC? So like that's bullshit. Like you're paying a 1 day event, you'll pay like $50 or whatever it is to watch like a one day event. Oh, UFC in game. The game? Oh yeah, that's oh yeah, oh boy. Okay. But that's different though. That's like unskippable ad scenes as opposed to like what the product they were showing was like a bus stop has an ad on it. You know what I mean?
It's like the fire brigade showing up.
Like, let me be clear, by the way. That's what I meant. Like, if you're like walking by a sign, you know, there's an ad on the sign. Cool, man. Don't care. If you stop me from playing the game to force me to watch an ad, fuck you. That's way different.
With cans of petrol. The problems are now accelerating so fast that, yes, there's still a possibility that the memory crisis suddenly starts.
I'm still waiting for Elder Scrolls. You know that game that came out when I graduated high school? I'm 33 and still nothing. The company makes me so sad. Yeah, I know. True.
Ease. I hope it does. It is possible that this AI bubble that some people are calling it does just pop entirely. But the worrying thing is, if they don't, how much more can console and game prices keep going up and demand keep going down before this entire business model for a games console as we know it becomes unviable? I don't think very long at all. If the AI industry carries on doing what it's doing, then there's one of three things I could see happening. And I don't think any of them are good news. One, cloud gaming, like Nvidia's GeForce Now, becoming a more popular alternative, so that Nvidia can rent us the graphics card we can no longer afford to buy and own, and we can stream games
How's
from
the
their
input
servers
lag on that?
for a monthly fee forever.
Can't be good,
And this
right?
isn't conjecture. The service is growing, racking up 30 million registered users.
Developing
with
in the next
industry
months.
analysis actually citing the hardware scarcity
Pretty
from
bad.
this memory
Terrible, not
crisis
great.
as one of the big three drivers of that. 30 million is a huge amount of people. Not an entirely fair comparison, but that's basically the same number of people that have bought the current gen Xbox Series S and X combined. And what makes this so depressing that it's almost funny, Nvidia just this January has enforced a 100-hour a month playtime cap on paid GeForce Now accounts. Obviously that's not going to affect every user, but it paints quite the picture of what the world could look like when you don't own your hardware. The second thing I could see happening is older classic
crazy.
games becoming not just something that you revisit because you fancy a bit of nostalgia, but something that you settle for because it's a whole lot more affordable. We've already started to see this on PC, where the majority of all PC playtime now goes towards games that are over 6 years old. And
I think that one maybe is a little bit skewed because people choose games like Fortnite, Overwatch, Apex, Valorant, CS, a lot of the big Titan FPS games that are like staples, you know?
6 years old. And a recent survey from Tom's Hardware, a publication that's only really going to be read by...
And then even outside of that, Stardew Valley, Skyrim, Fallout, you know.
enthusiasts, finding that 60% of their readers won't be upgrading any
MOBAs,
hardware
wow, you're right.
for at least the next 2 years.
Final
and then
Fantasy,
the third
probably.
situation is mobile gaming becoming more of a default.
Oh
See,
boy.
all tech is getting more expensive, right? PCs, consoles, and that includes smartphones too. But people are still going to buy a smartphone because it's considered much more of an essential than a games console.
Oh,
so
no.
if the user base of the smartphone remains steady, and if anything continues to rise, while the pool of people who can keep up with the increasing costs and difficulties
And it's
of
way
being a
more
console or
profitable.
PC gamer falls,
Uh-oh.
of course I could see a situation where developers are much more incentivized to put their eggs into the mobile basket.
Jesus
Am I happy
Christ,
about
that looks so
Hell
ass.
no. Console games are held to a certain standard that mobile games just aren't. And it's not like you can just make console games and then put them on mobile. This has been tested time and time again. Resident Evil 4, Death Stranding, Assassin's Creed Mirage, and commercially, they largely flopped. They cost near console money and barely anyone bought them because mobile gaming rewards free-to-play, battle passes, and in-game currencies and adverts.
That's true, and it prints money too when they do that.
The future that I'm worried about is not your favorite console game but smaller on a phone. It's this entire industry where the only economically sane thing for a game dev to do is to build endlessly monetized, free-to-play machines. Games that are not designed around spectacle and hardware-pushing experiences because no one has the hardware, and instead are
And better yet, nobody cares about that kind of stuff anymore.
all about just reusing safe IPs that have worked before, remaster after remaster, made by fewer and fewer people. And it's about what we lose on the way, from the games that you can no longer borrow from your friends, to the graphics cards that you might have to borrow from your not friends. The industry will find a way to claw its money back from the one group of people who can't pass that cost on. That's us. I'm a console gamer at heart, but I've actually noticed myself becoming more of a mobile gamer these last few months. I'm currently playing a ton of Pokemon Champions.
Remember that one Champions game I played where I fucking annihilated that guy, and I was like, yeah, that guy's gotta be a mobile gamer.
On my phone instead of the Switch, and even my second favorite franchise, Monster Hunter, their next
Shit, it could have been
game is
him.
mobile only.
Ah,
And it's just
shit.
created yet another reason why Surfshark VPN, our sponsor, has a permanent place in my control center. Because
Oh,
the
it's an
moment
ad.
that your gaming moves
Okay, W ad. Okay, this video though was actually really good. I can see why I got recommended me a million times. I won't lie to you. I don't think we're that close to the apocalypse yet. I think GTA is the dam, just keeping the. Well, I guess GTA is coming soon, so that's fair. Okay, maybe it is actually coming soon. But like GTA will make or break the whole industry. You know, like if GTA is a fucking solid ass game, people are gonna keep playing it and being on. And maybe when the next gen console comes out, they'll like have an upgraded version of GTA, you know, for that. Because then they're having a PC port a year later, anyways. We shall see. We shall see. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I think that like smaller studios can actually pump out really good games. Like, yeah, it might take a little bit longer, but the big ones aren't working. They're not doing their jobs. It's just unfortunate. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's nobody wants to see layoffs. Nobody wants to see people lose their jobs. But I don't think it's unfair to say either that we're just not getting the games that people have been wanting, and you know, it is what it is. So, good video though. Okay, chat, I gotta run downstairs real quick because I got a headache and I need some Tylenol. Okay, so give me like 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. I have one more thing I want to watch, which is I'll give you a sneak peek. It's Markiplier's 10-20 run. Everybody has been begging me for me to watch it because I watched this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna refill my water too. Okay, don't leave. I see you. I see you clicking off like streamer's leaving. Get your ass back in that seat and you stay right there. Ah. 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 You thought I left? Yeah, I was watched. That was a test. Okay, I'm back. Shay made good point. Oh. When I was down there, she asked me if I had eaten anything yet today. And I was like, no, because my tummy was hurting yesterday because I ate pasta after stream. And I was like, oh yeah, might not be a bad idea. So, I need a snacky. That might be why I have a headache. Snacky. Oh. Sure, you're right. I forgot my meat sticks. I forgot about my meat sticks. Probably just need water. I mean, I already drank this almost whole thing, so. I don't know if it's that. Do an art stream? Been down that road. Not doing that again. We're going to read what we said about his chair. You guys flirting with my chair? Hello? You guys flirting with my chair? You've seen the chair? I mean, you got a better view of it now because now I'm sitting a little higher. I don't know if I told you guys yesterday, but I was in horror because I was trying to rush doing all the stuff for the tournament. I got a snack at one of these yesterday, these snack packs, and it was fucking moldy. If you watched stream yesterday, I actually took a bite of one of these and then I spit it out and was like, that doesn't taste right. I checked downstairs, it was literally underneath all moldy. So it was bad. This one's good though. It was just that one pack. It could be why my stomach hurts, but I didn't swallow. Can I show you that I'm not leaving? Because after you left, because I'm not interested in the video you're about to watch. Okay, you're dismissed this time. Don't let it be a habit. Almost done. Well, they're all individually sealed, though. All the packs are individually sealed. So, I don't know. Could have just been one bad batch. Because, like, that one was moldy. None of these have anything on them. So, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Either way, still tastes decent. So. Stored in the same place. Stored in the same place. It's like one of those like Costco ones where it's like a bunch of them and they're all like individually sealed and they're all connected, you know? Maybe it was like an end pack. Who knows? Shadowblade, I think that's your one. Appreciate it, dude. All right. Chat, really quick. Today's been a chill day, so we're just kind of doing whatever. And I watched this video last week. Did Markiplier cheat on his FNAF 2 1020? And apparently this got posted. This got posted like an hour before he posted his, or about an hour after. Like legitimately around the same time. So I thought it would be fair to watch the actual completed run, since I watched the cheating allegations version. Let's see the real one.
Not so fast. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I have a confession to make. The video where I claim to be 1020 mode in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is not legitimate.
Oh.
I cheated. For 12 years, I have been living a lie. And that's 12 years I need to redeem.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But I couldn't just redeem myself by copying other people's strategy. No, I need to redeem myself by beating this game as if I was back in 2014 and doing it on my own, using my brain to deduce the mechanics of all the animatronics and figure it out for
Also,
myself.
like, not look it up.
But what if I told you that in my quest for redemption, I've made a decision?
He's a better man than me. I would have looked that shit up and I would have just done that immediately and been good to go. Dragon Thing in the Prime.
I believe I've found a method to beat Five Nights at Freddy's 2 1020 mode that no one else has tried or succeeded at. What if I told you that this game isn't about random chance?
Do you think someone's going to quote that and be like,
that every single animatronic can not only be understood, but it can be controlled?
I would not have screen recorded someone else's gameplay. I play everything on stream, okay? My dumbass can figure shit out with enough time.
Animatronic. Now, I might be lying. I've done it before. But if I'm right, then I may have just found the solution to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 once and for all. No exploits, no external tools, just the game as it was meant to be played. That might just be worthy of redemption.
Okay,
all right.
That's enough out of you.
That was kind of horrible.
12 cameras, 1 music box, 1 flashlight, 1 mask, 0 doors, 1 pizzeria.
And one asshole I'm not even sure is an actual animatronic.
Time to begin. First up, 10 animatronics.
Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Mangle, Golden Freddy, and Balloon Boy makes 10. Why do I feel like we're forgetting so much? The puppet or the marionette
Is the puppet in that
fundamental
one?
part of the
Oh, it's in the music
game that
box.
can never be ignored. There's a music box that keeps it asleep. It lasts for 16 seconds and it must be wound up throughout the entire night
The
and
edits?
never allowed to deplete.
Honestly, I kind of respect the edits though, because like, I mean, I don't know when the last time you played FNAF is. There's probably a lot of people that might be watching this for the first
There's a tiny
time.
bit of leeway, but you can rewind it in
Right?
5.66 seconds. Now, I know the screen says something different. It says 5:40.
Did you guys see eyes at the top there?
But that's
What was
because
that?
it's in time code. It's 40 frames out of a 60 frame per second video, which is 2/3, which is 0.66. Time code is important for this video.
You are now legally required to always remember what time code is. Next, Freddy.
The first thing I needed to learn was how fast the animatronics move. Once I know that, I can
Wait, did he jump straight back in?
predict their
Did he jump straight back into it? He didn't like work his way back up?
movement. Or at the very least, I can know the window of time that they can be controlled. And would you look at that? 5 seconds. They always move every 5 seconds.
No.
Okay, it turns out they're a bunch of assholes. They're gonna go whenever they feel like it. They might go in 5 seconds, but also they might go in 10. Here's Freddy waiting until 15 seconds to move. Really predictable. Oh boy, can't wait to do this.
Wait, I know. Wait, hang on. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I've watched enough now. They have like a movement opportunity, every 5 seconds? So sometimes they'll go, sometimes they won't.
Next, 1 flashlight.
How long does the flashlight last? 50 seconds. Great, we know that now. Unfortunately, now we have to do some math.
I can see you.
Body will now be brutally transformed into seconds. Chica will also be transformed into seconds.
420 Bonnie seconds.
Okay, so
per
he
night
went a
means
little
70
crazy on the
Bonnie
edits on
seconds
this
per
one.
Hour. Doing the same with your Chica seconds will give you 8.3 Chica seconds per in-game hour. Take a knife and equally carve your Chica seconds amongst your 70 Bonnie seconds. You will find that you have 0.119 Chica seconds per Bonnie second of in-game time. Or in other
Bro, I thought I fucking had an understanding. What in the world is he talking
words,
about?
if you use more than 119 millichica seconds of flashlight for every Bonnie second of in-game time, you will die.
Next, one flashlight.
Yes, we're back on the flashlight again. We are not done with it. How long will a flashlight keep an animatronic frozen for? It turns out 6.66 seconds. And that's good. It means that if we flash an animatronic within 6.66 seconds, it will stay frozen so long as it is still flashed. Which animatronics are affected by the flashlight?
Wait, I thought the
answer
flashlight's
is
only in the
Freddy,
room,
Bonnie,
though.
Chica, Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Mangle, the puppet, weirdly enough, and Foxy, which we're going to get to later. At the beginning of the night,
Wait, with a you can use the flashlight on the camera?
Freddy, Bonnie,
Wait,
and
what?
Toy
I don't
Chica
remember
are
that.
all in camera 7. You can freeze them even if you can't see them all in that room. They will all be frozen.
Did I never use the flashlights in the cameras? Wait, I'm thinking back to my own playthrough. Did I never use the flashlights in the camera? Wait, somebody needs to go back to my playthrough of the second game and see if I ever did it.
In camera 2, you can get Chica
Maybe I did it by
and
accident.
Toy Bonnie. And in camera 10, you can get Toy Freddy and Mangle. So long as you can flash these 3 rooms within 6.66 seconds, you can keep them all frozen for the entire night. That is 7 animatronics solved.
Not optimal.
So understand that I'm making this video after I've already beaten the game, and I realize this is a strategy called -7, or a modified version of it. In fact, after about 100 attempts of dying, I realized, eventually, way too late, that camera 4 is a better alternative for trapping Chica and Toy Bonnie because you don't hear the bring, bring, so you can know when Foxy is not there, which is very useful information.
What?
Solved. Next.
Wait, and we've watched like we ever hear about that as a strategy?
Foxy can be controlled.
I did
If
on
you
some
flash him with
cameras.
a flashlight enough, he will go to sleep.
I don't remember doing that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's hard to say. It turns out it doesn't matter if you're holding down the flashlight button or if you're just tapping it very infinitesimally. Now you're starting to realize why I divided Chica up into all those millichica seconds. How do we know when enough is enough? Well, we gotta know what's going on underneath the hood. I owe a lot of this to the FNAF 2 practice mod made by Shooter25. Without this, I might not have reached this conclusion. It doesn't matter if Foxy's on 20 mode or not. Night 7 is what determines this internal variable of when he goes to bed. On night 7, it's 700 units. You could hold your flashlight down and you could shine it on him and it would fill to 700, and then after that, when you let go, he will go away after a second or 2. But if you're not holding it down, it will still go up in accordance with how much time you have exposed him in that second. As you can see here, if
What?
you start him at 0, it will
So you
go
flash,
up by 50,
let go.
sometimes 60. I'm not 100% sure. But if you start him later in that second, it will be a proportionally smaller amount of the total possible from the
What?
beginning of the second. I know that was complicated, but follow with me here. Jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. By minimizing
I'm
the
not following.
time you are exposing him with pressing the control button for flashlight. And again, if you could rebind the keys, this would make it pretty easy, because then you could rebind it to mouse, and you can press a mouse a lot faster than you can press a keyboard button. Mechanical keyboards in general are bad because they have a lot of travel. You have to push them down a long distance to get it to activate, which
Wait, he has a
means
GoPro
that
sponsor?
travel time,
Wait, that's kind of
as it's
heat.
going down and as it's going up, it's still activated. Comparatively, if you look, sorry, I'm bright for a second because I had to get the
Jesus.
slow-mo, so I need a lot of light in order to get the slow-mo, so it's very bright in here. If you look at the slow-mo of clicking the mouse, you will see that it is
It's way
extremely
quicker, yeah.
fast. If you could rebind the flashlight to a mouse button like the other mouse button, this game would be pretty trivial. Why can't you do that, Scott? Why can't you rebind it, Scott?
This has gone on far too long.
All right, believe it or not, I've given you everything you need to beat.
Sorry, hang on. It sounded like. Okay, I didn't understand the flash thing at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just didn't.
I'm gonna give you the rough idea
Snipe by waiting the
of
prime.
my cycle that I do, but to be perfectly honest, it's gonna be better if I show you the unedited gameplay of me beating it, and then you can make your own conclusions. So here are the broad strokes, and then you just get to see me play the game. You need
So
to be able to put
the quick
Foxy
stream
to
engine
bed in
is
3
built on. Well, I was more talking about. Is it like you flash it, Foxy, really quick, then let go, and then do it again instead of just holding it for 7
You need
seconds?
to flash him for about 11 seconds total to be able to do this. You can break this up into 3 rounds by having a 5-second round and 2 3.5-second rounds to guarantee that he is going to be going to bed in the majority of cases. You want to do this because Balloon Boy can get to your vent in those 15 seconds, but he may not. So you need to be able to delay Foxy's dismissal in accordance and line Foxy and Balloon Boy up. How to do this includes a lot more steps than what I described, but that's the basic principle. You are trying to align Foxy's dismissal with Balloon Boy's arrival so that they can be dismissed right as Foxy is coming back from his nap. That is my method.
And now on to the main event. Ready, go!
I imagine this is how I would sound if I tried to explain it, though. I'd probably actually sound less coherent. It probably makes perfect sense to those who actually know what they're talking about. It probably makes perfect sense to him. It doesn't make sense to me, but all right. I'm in.
Hello? Hello, hello? All right, let me give you some details that's going to help you through the night. You need to
Dude, he
flash
flips through
Foxy
so
in
fast.
either a 5-second interval or a 3.5-second interval.
So wait, he's not holding the flashlight on him for the 7 seconds to make him go bye-bye.
Or the
It's like a
rare
couple seconds,
one
flash the
single
way
flash
through.
You need to delay him because Balloon Boy is taking his sweet time. All you need to do is count 5 seconds perfectly the entire night. I know that seems tough, but here's a hint. The music box is your metronome. It winds at half-second intervals. So if you start counting as soon as you start winding, you can go 5, wind, 4, that's 3 winds, and then by the time you put the camera down, you'll have 3.5 seconds to flash Foxy. Do that for a round of 5, a round of 3.5, and a round of 3.5 for flavor, and I guarantee almost probably Foxy will be long
Is this actually helpful audio, by the way, that's being told to us right now, or no?
snoozing away, unless he doesn't. And then Balloon Boy may be faster or slower. You need to adjust accordingly. Make sure you have enough music box as much as possible.
It
And then
is?
count 5 accurately when you put the mask on to deal with Balloon Boy. And that's it. Easy stuff. Good luck. All right, don't get stuffed into a suit. Okay. All right, bye. Love you. Bye.
Also, I'm covering the timer. Hold on, let me move.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Is he swaying his head to count sometimes? He might be. I mean, I did that too. Like when I was playing Cobblemon, when I was like flying on my Salamence and I was moving around stuff, I was like going under things, I would do this a lot. Probably helps keep track of things a little bit more. So wait, has he stalled all the other animatronics by doing that? Holy fuck, he clicks those quick. Well, he's not using his flashlight anymore. I'm guessing Foxy's gone for the night? Or gone for a while? Oh no, never mind. JK, back. Yo, Damos, Legacy 1.
This is running like a bag of ass.
It's only 1 a.m. and I feel like he's had to click a million times. Galactic Link Prime.
5, 4, 2.
It's weird to see him sweating in a game in recent years, though. I mean, it probably had to lock in for this one thing, you know? Because I don't think it was like that long ago that it came out, that it was like, it was a cheated run. And so, he probably just wanted to fix it. Sometimes when an animatronic is moving in the hallways, the flashlight seems dead and flashes the lower corner darker, but it still works. Oh, so classic. Thanks, dude. Also, I think Mr. Prime. You'll appreciate the Prime as well. Much love, dude. He's not even looking to the left. Do you not even have to?
Off.
He's just listening very closely. What headphones does he have? Because I swear to God, I can't hear shit with mine. And mine are good headphones. Yo, Junk Reckoning 6 months.
Almost a year, Mr. Streamer.
This is the real strat. You don't gotta look right. You mean left? He's looking right now. No, you just need a hearing aid. Chat, I can hear. I just can't hear in this game, in horror games. I don't know what it is, but if I listen it back on my phone, I hear it clear as day. But in my headphones, I don't hear shit most of the time. Dude, you guys wanted me to do this? Hell no. Easy, right? He's only at 3 a.m. Wait, he's almost out of flashlight already. Also, the flashlight shows 1 bar, but it's technically 2. It being empty is another bar. Oh. I can hear the banging on the vent during that, but I don't know, maybe just telling which banging is which is tough. So the reason why he's not getting attacked by the other animatronics though is just because he's flashing those cameras so fast, so they're all stuck in there.
What the fuck? Motherfucker.
Did he lose one? He lost one. See, this was what my experience was like. Constantly just gotta sit there with the fucking mask off. Or mask on. He's falling behind a little bit, but he's still got time. It's 5 a.m. No more mistakes. If I remember correctly, he's the Sennheiser HD 598 CS. I have Sennheisers as well. Mine are the HD 650. You lost him again. Holy shit. It's about to be done. Flashlight gone.
It's gone. Do I have it? Is that it?
Was something jump scaring him as that went off?
I am so shaky.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah! Yes! That's what I'm talking about!
Bro, that's fucking insane.
That's what I'm fucking talking about! Where is it? No. No, okay. I thought, oh, holy shit. I thought for a second it didn't give it to me. I thought for a second that it was gonna be,
The 2 stars is there.
oh. That's how to tame your Foxy. That's how to fucking tame your Foxy, and I put Toy Freddy back in his place. Cause they all fucking know.
Dude, it really almost was over though. You make one mistake.
It could have been smoother. It could have been smoother. I started getting real shaky towards the end there, but it could have been smoother. That proves proves that it works even in the unideal conditions. You just have to know how to play them. You just have to know how to manipulate them. You just have to know how to take them and rip them apart, put them back together, turn them all into mangle. Every single one of you are gonna be put into a mangle.
That's crazy.
I fucking got it. I did it. Me, this guy. You just have to count to 5. Again, and again, and again.
Moving on.
I want to recognize fully that I got lucky a few times in that gameplay right there. You can analyze it and you can see exactly why I got lucky here and there. But
Yeah, I mean,
did
the
manage
last
to
frame
fix
is funny.
some problems that occurred. I think there's some optimizations to be done in this method. There's probably a better pattern with which
What's
to play.
50-20? You keep saying he's practicing for 50-20. What
Foxy,
is that?
That could get you a even more likely chance and maybe an even
Oh, it's
less
ultimate
time
custom night.
ability to get Foxy out. Again, I think that binding the flashlight to the mouse button would probably make this a lot easier because you can almost guarantee that
The
you're
one
gonna
I
be able
didn't
to
play?
use less flashlight. You could probably flash him
I remember.
more. It would give you more leeway.
Getting a meat stick.
And I think in the end, you know, it would go a long way. But this has been great. I actually
Yeah, that sounds
really enjoyed
impossible. I'm gonna be
playing
real
this.
with you.
It was stressful.
I've done
It took a lot
some
of
challenges
practice,
in my day,
but
but
I
I'm
broke
doing that.
things down into multiple different steps. I'll probably do a follow-up stream to talk about all of it. But for now, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you for believing in me, and I will leave it up to you in the comments to determine if I was worthy of redemption, and I will leave it up to the
I say so.
theory crafters in the community and all the technical FNAF people to determine whether or not I'm just making up a method that's already been done before. But I'll leave
Probably.
it up to you guys, and then I think the next
He probably made up something that's
challenge
already been done
that I
before,
will
to
tackle
be fair.
and probably take my sweet time with it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
2 weeks of my
I'd
life.
probably
and
do
not
the same
make any
thing.
Other video just because I'm doing this nonstop in the background. It's Ultimate Custom Night.
The game's been out for, what, 10 years?
But I will look forward to pilot. But I will
Every
look
version's
forward to pouring
probably
through all
already
the
been done.
details of that game and seeing where I can bring in some of my unique perspective into that game. Thank you, everybody, so
That was actually pretty good. Occasionally, FNAF 2 ASMR occasionally interrupted by Markiplier saying "fuck." That's funny. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say he redeemed himself. That was pretty damn good. Again, so fucking glad I never did that because I would have lost my goddamn mind. Hell no. That was good though. Okay, how do you cheat? Basically, he did a different version. That wasn't the hard game mode. That was like 2010 or whatever. And then used the gameplay footage of that, saying he beat it. But, Okay. Anything else interesting? What is this?
Head to extratug.com right.
Nope, we're not watching that. Definitely not watching that one. Oh, this is a good video, but I don't know if I want to watch it right now. Okay, one more. I was gonna play a little Halo, but it seems that the rain is starting to let up a little bit. And me and Shay are going to get sushi in downtown tonight. Cause yeah, I basically spent like 5 days locked in my room streaming Cobbleverse. So, and before that though, don't fall for TikTok sob stories. I have a feeling I know what this is. I want to give my own input really quick. As someone who streams on TikTok occasionally, I ban probably 10 plus people a day. And I'm talking about I stream only for like maybe an hour, maybe to 3 hours. 10 plus a day where it's just scammer accounts being like, message me God did and I'll send you $5,000. It's just scammers everywhere. Lock in.
Weeks ago, I stumbled across an Instagram reel from a woman who said,
Oh, I know what this is. I've seen this before.
my husband got fired 2 weeks after our daughter was born. So I
Yeah.
put all of our savings into pursuing a Disney wine glass business. Please stay just 9 seconds to support us through this hard
Oh my God, the please just stay for a few seconds. Dude, this was so bad with the Palestinian conflict. Oh my God, people were taking videos of like actual actual victims of war and pretending to be them on TikTok to make money. Oh my God, it was so gross.
And would you look at these Disney-themed glasses? Aren't they cool? Handmade, too. They just make me want to stare out a castle window and burst into singing. Don't you just love stories like this, when someone takes one of life's toughest blows and turns it into something truly magical? I knew that this was a business I had to support, and that's why I headed to her website, Royalty Cups, to check out the full Disney Princess collection. They've got one named after each Disney princess, but I ended up buying the Ariel because of its unique seashell shape and because she was actually my first crush as a kid. I couldn't wait to receive it and enjoy a refreshing mermaid martini. But I continue to see her posts show up in my feed promoting these glasses. And when I went to check out her profile, I noticed that the same reel about her husband has been reposted I don't know how many times. Wait a minute, this one says he was fired 3 weeks after the baby was born. Okay, was it 2 weeks or 3? And didn't she say it was a baby girl? Cause this baby sure doesn't look like a girl. And this isn't even the same dad. How many baby daddies does this lady have? I started searching for these men, and they've both been ripped off of other TikTok accounts that have nothing to do with wine glasses. So what's
and I'm gonna be honest with you, this happens so often. And you know, I can at least speak of my own experience. I feel sort of bad, but people come to me all the time. At least once a week, twice a week, somebody comes to me and is like, "Hey, Flats, you know, I'm down on my luck, you know. I got laid off. I'm a former military member. Whatever the story is, you know, can you help my GoFundMe or promote my GoFundMe?" And I have a very strict online rule of, if I don't know you, the answer is no. Straight up. Because if you've ever watched me like interact with people, you know, I do not want to get scammed, but I always try to see the better in people. And if I always gave in to every time I felt bad, I would be getting scammed left and right. So unless I know them personally, or at least I know someone that does know them personally, maybe 1-to-1, like one person over from me is about as far as I'm ever willing to go. Because otherwise you're just gonna be set up, and you can never trust. I mean, you can't trust other people. Like I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Especially when money is involved. Even friends. Like if you have friends, if a friend ever comes to you asking for money, you have to know you're never going to see that again. If you do see that money ever again, that's a good friend. Keep that friend. That's a good friend. But if a friend comes to you and asks for money, you have to understand you're probably never going to see that again. And you have to be okay with that. You know? That's good for you. People take advantage all the time. There's no point in giving money to anyone you don't know personally, or a global program or nonprofit. Even those are tricky. People are always untrustworthy, but at least you know to them it's worth it. Can I be honest with you? This is going to sound insane, but you know what? Hopefully it doesn't get clipped out of context. I never want to do a charity stream because I do not want to bear that responsibility. Charity is a great thing, and is a touchy topic though, because like, one, what I don't even want to talk about like tax purposes of like what the fuck is the loopholes of that. Of let's say I run a charity stream, you guys all give me this money to then give to them. Like, how does that get accounted for? I don't know. I haven't asked an accountant. But second off, I don't know if I ever would want that responsibility, right? Because like what happens is, you know, what if that charity is a scam? Or what if, you know, somebody contributes $5,000 and I give it to the charity, and then that person back charges me, right? Now I'm out another $5,000, right? Like all of these things that can happen. And also like when you're running a charity event, like there's different rules. Like there's a lot of rules that you have to follow. And I don't want to have to be responsible for any of it. That's why whenever like my friends have approached me and be like, "Hey, I'm hosting a charity event or charity tournament," I'm in. I'm always there. I'll support you every time. I ain't running it myself. I'm never putting my name on the top. I'll be a part of it. Never putting my name on the top. I want no money in my hands. I don't want me to have any transactions at all. Period. Ever.
going on here? This is when I decide that it's time to do a deep dive into this account, and I learned that for the past year she's been uploading variations of this video multiple times a week trying to get her story out. But at some point this little startup of hers ran into some trouble when she was sued by Disney. And apparently she has the doorbell footage of a cop serving her with papers.
I can't believe I was crying like that.
And now she needs help raising money for the legal fees to save her black-owned business.
That's just gonna have to wait a while.
Okay, why exactly would Disney sue you over these glasses? There's no Disney IP in the designs, and just because Ariel is a mermaid doesn't mean that Disney has the rights to all seashells. Also, why would that Disney send a local policeman to serve you? Trademark infringement is a civil matter, not a criminal one. They just write you a letter. And
that's
look who he's
true.
handing the papers to. They're not even black. So I'm all sorts of confused.
Oh,
and I
Jesus.
reverse image search this cop and I can see that he's in all kinds of TikTok videos serving papers to business owners. My gosh, this cop is busy. Here's a guy getting sued by Casio for making custom watches. Isn't that sad? And here's another angle of our friend getting sued by Disney.
Hey, ma'am, Officer Garcia with Westfield PD. Are you Miss Renee Ellis? Yeah. The Walt Disney Company has filed a lawsuit naming you as a defendant.
Disney?
The only person...
Is that AI over it too? Because like his voice, his like mouth doesn't really...
Filed a lawsuit naming
it doesn't match up.
you as a defendant.
It is AI.
The only person who might get sued by Disney is me for sharing these videos that use the song Almost There from Princess and the Frog.
Nope. I'm good on that one. I'm going to skip ahead.
What did I just buy? I'm scared to find out. You know, anytime you shop online, especially if it's from a questionable website, you should be using a VPN. And I recommend Surfshark VPN.
Okay, W sponsor. I was going to say, honestly, you should just not buy it. I don't care how cool the product is. Just don't fucking buy it. Like, let your favorite streamer buy it. You know, like everyone, you know, like the Joe Bart, Ludwig, whatever videos that are like, I bought all these items off Temu. Fuck it. Let them do it. Let them do some dumb shit. Then you can figure out from them, you know, is this actually legitimate? Because the answer is 99% of the time, no. It's a piece of shit. You know,
4 extra months for free.
Let someone else burn their fucking wallet, and then you watch the video on it. That's the key.
And now let's get back to this scam. Now, why does this woman look different in every single video she posts? These are 3 very
because they're AI.
Women. I'll admit, I'm still pretty new to TikTok, but is this normal? Have people abandoned traditional marketing in favor of tugging at your heartstrings and guilting you into buying their products?
Yes. People do this literally in fucking Rivals, where they try to get you in fucking arms. Where they like, you know, these players, these mains, they're out to get you. The DPS mains, they're out to get your character's nerf support mains. Hate them. Fuck them. More recently, the cap stuff. All these streamers, they're trying to get Captain America nerfed. Like, it's legitimately fucking nuts at this point. But yes.
Here's a little fun exercise for you. Go to TikTok and do a search for stay 9 seconds and see what pops up. Here's a poor old man saying he's about to lose his farm and he wants you to stick around.
I used to stay for these. After about 10, I realized 8 or 9 were fake. And now I instantly scroll.
And see the slippers that he's selling to raise money.
And you know what's the worst part is every time one of these pops up, I guarantee there's 100 other me's out there that do the exact same thing. And then their heart gets a little colder and they're a little bit less willing to be helpful next time. Or they're a little bit less willing to do something. Hey, appreciate you for the 4 months, Scotty. Much love, dude. You know, people just take advantage of others and scam the system. It's why Twitter is such a cesspool these days. You know, Twitter Blue pays almost nothing, but if you're in like a country with a devalued currency, somewhere where a dollar in the US is, you know, hundreds or thousands of dollars in your currency, $50 a month off of fucking Twitter Blue is a lot of money. So people just post rage bait. They post like hateful comments because hateful comments attract more emotion. They attract more attention, and that's how the economy works on Twitter. That's how you get paid, is people engaging with your posts. So you just create more and more engagement, more clip farms, more out of like basically people will post like, you know who has this a lot is Agent. I'll see a lot of Agent clips where it's just him yapping, and then they'll be like, Agent shares he left event early because Kai Cenat, you know, stopped paying him $1 million a month. You know what I mean? It's blah, 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 blah. And the clip has nothing to do with it at all. Like, it's just him talking about fucking chicken nuggets. And it's like, they all do that just to farm money And so like you have to trust what you see online less and less and less and less and less and less, you know? And it's fucked. Yeah, Pokemon and Valkyrie have it happen all the time. I actually have seen more AI versions of those two recently on Twitter than I'd ever want to see in my entire lifetime. Like you see the fucking, I see why people watch their streams, and it's just like fucking AI nonsense. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's gotten so bad.
Who totally isn't AI generated, pleading with you to buy a handmade watch from her.
If you can find it in your heart to
Holy
give me a
fucking
share,
hell.
I would really appreciate it.
Stick around
Give me
for
a
9
share.
seconds and hear the sad
Bro, I don't even like saying to subscribe on my own YouTube channel. Like sometimes I feel weird about it.
story about this vet trying to sell his custom military mugs.
Can you guys please stay 8 seconds to save my failing military mug business?
Or this vet
Holy
trying
hell.
to sell some blankets. And what's more embarrassing is that people are
I'm not gonna let the political side of me come out, but people do that for a reason.
actually falling for this. Look at these comments. These accounts are just stitching videos of sad people or this sweet old
Facebook's
man who
100
isn't a
times worse,
farmer
by the way.
and isn't selling slippers. He's just
Like
on
your
TikTok.
you should take it. You should check on your grandma, your grandpa, your grandma and grandpa on Facebook might be following somebody that's spreading AI Jesus shit, trying to scam them.
telling corny jokes.
Check on them.
Why
Real
did
talk.
the chicken
Like if you genuinely care about your grandparents, give a little check in. That's what they do online.
cross the playground to get to the other slide?
But what are the people behind these accounts actually selling? Are these products really handmade with love and care by the struggling souls
Temu.
in these videos? What kind of seashell glass is going to show up in my mailbox? That's when
I am
start
curious about
reverse
that.
image searching this thing, and I can see an item just like it is being sold by a company called The Simplified Girl, who's also making reels with Disney songs.
Closer and closer.
Can we stop it?
Of these. Then I see they're even being sold on Amazon. This one's almost half the price, and it ships with Amazon Prime. So I placed an order for both. One from Simplified Girl, and then one from Amazon, because I want to see them up close. And the Amazon one...
So true, no matter what all the preaching me and my dad does, my grandma almost got scammed, took money out of her bank even before realizing. I mean, my grandma almost got scammed too. You know, my grandma, like, you know, God love her, she was trying to do her best, but like she almost got scammed too. You know, just for like the stupidest thing. Like this woman has known me her entire life. I was like another child because I lived there for like many months, right? And she thought that I drove 6 states south in the middle of the night, drunk, and hit a pregnant lady. Like, believed it, heart and soul. And I'm like, I don't leave my fucking bedroom. How old are you? 21, 22. I was in college. She almost got scammed from it because she thought that I got in a car accident in like southern New Jersey or some shit at 4 a.m. I've told this story before. Basically, scammer calls, pretends it's me calling, needs bail money, says don't tell anyone, I'm embarrassed. I had apparently gotten in a drunk driving accident with another car, and it was a pregnant lady, and I needed her to get me bail money, so she needed to go to the bank and wire money to this account, and she was legitimately doing it because she had quote unquote spoke to me. You know where I was? I was fucking asleep. I was asleep. I had been playing Overwatch for 8 hours, and I went to bed.
Day. Meanwhile,
I slept till noon. Why? Because I was in my own apartment, fucking sitting in Providence. You know, Providence PD comes to do a wellness check, and I fucking missed it because I was out cold. So they found my truck. My truck was in perfect condition. So they're like, yeah, it's probably a scam, man.
Royalty Cup girl whose husband lost his job hasn't even shipped it yet. But let's see what we've got from Amazon. I did a little unboxing review for you and can see that this is a Chinese-made product from a company called Singhao. And it looks about what I expected it to look like. Okay, cool. But I'm sure the handmade ones are better, right?
Surely.
I was notified that the Simplified Girls
I
glass
remember
shipped,
that story
but
from
check out
Flats Ventures.
You're a knower. Thanks for
where
some
it's
months.
coming from. It had better not be the same glass.
China? Uh-oh.
It's the exact same glass. Please tell me that these are just knockoffs of the original handcrafted black-owned business glasses made with real Disney magic. If only the thing would ship so I could find out. I started wondering if it even would ship. But soon enough, I see it moving, and wouldn't you know it, it's coming from China.
Ooh.
You gotta be kidding me.
Dude, they don't even order it to their location first and then ship it from there. That's fucked up.
So I write to Royalty Cups on Instagram, the same account posting these sad sob stories begging for business. I said, "Hi, do you know when I can expect my glass?" She asks for my order number and says it's been shipped, and I say, "Where's it coming from?" She says, "Any of our small locations in the US. We notify a closer warehouse to you. They ship it, but due to being a fragile item, shipping is expensive on our end and a little slower." And I'm like, "It says it's in China." She says it's on its route. And I'm like, "From China?" She said, "We import materials boxes from there, but the order will be within the US. What does that mean? It's not coming from the US. It's coming from China.
Yes, the shipping. Yeah, we ordered a cardboard box from China, actually. The shipping information you have, yeah, that's our cardboard boxes. The cardboard boxes are like people will look you dead in the eyes and say the most ridiculous things and then expect you not to laugh. Like, God, you know, if I decided to be a PR trained all the time and just sat there and just didn't react to anything, like it would be boring as fuck. But half the time I hear people say shit and I just can't help but laugh because it's just straight up stupid. And this is a good example. Like I would literally be laughing. Like, come on, really? Your cardboard box?
China. It's already been manufactured. And something tells me that the manufacturing process didn't look like this.
Enough! Okay, enough.
I then sent her a link to the Simplified Girl, who seems to be selling the exact same glass. Except, of course, it's a redirect link that I created with Grabify. And because she's not using a VPN when she clicks it, I can see her IP address and it's in Gatineau, Canada. And this whole time I thought she was running a black-owned business here in the good old USA. Now the website says, while we're proudly an American business, our growing...
Again, I'm going to keep that side of me to myself for right now, but there's a reason this keeps happening.
Fan base has allowed us to expand our operations. We now work with trusted partner factories in multiple locations to meet demand while maintaining our high quality
easier to manipulate.
Rest assured, every cup is crafted with the same attention to detail and love, no matter where it's made. Yeah, that's a long way of saying made in China. She writes back and says that the Simplified Girl is also her, but she prices them differently for different audiences. So I guess I'm about to get the same glass. So I backed off because I wanted to see what was going to arrive, and nearly 3 weeks later, it came.
Wait, she just straight up then admitted, "Oh yeah, that's also me. I just charged way less for them because they're a different audience."
As you can see, it's different. Wow, it's the same size and the same shape, but no paint. It's honestly not
worse.
Bad. Except it looks nothing like the thing that I ordered.
Yeah, it's nothing
Maybe I
like
bought
it.
The last one from her other company, the Simplified Girl. And here's the really funny part. You can hop on Alibaba and buy these things in bulk for only $4.50 each. They even have multiple colors for you to choose from.
That's what I mean. Why wouldn't you buy all these and then just ship them out yourself?
Meanwhile,
Wait, I've had similar happen. It's always funny because it's shit and I don't use and don't even have. Prime example, I got an email telling me my PayPal received 300 Bitcoin. 1, I don't have a PayPal. 2, I don't think they'd be sending me a minimum wage Dunkin's employee. Sending me a minimum wage Dunkin's employee the equivalent of $19 million. If you're gonna scam me, make it believable.
Person, whoever they are, is likely running a drop shipping play, paying a couple dollars per glass and flipping them for $55 with a tragic TikTok backstory about how it's lovingly handmade by a poor, oppressed, hardworking artisan. So I follow up with them and I say, "Hello, thank you for the glass. It arrived." They say, "Hey, no worries. I hope you like them." I said, "Oh, so are you the one who started the business after your husband lost his job?" "Yeah, it is me, but now it's been over a year." Then I said, "Is this also your company?" And I sent her the Alibaba page, the place where she most likely is getting them from. And...
blocked.
She blocked me after that.
Yep.
I guess
Classic.
I have my answer. I just don't think it's a very good business practice to lie about the origin of your products and elicit sympathy from your customers in order to make a sale. Plenty of people source material from China, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should just be honest about it. In fact...
Yeah, but honest isn't going to make them any money. If they pull at your heartstrings, though, you're willing to spend big bucks because you're supporting these people.
I'm going to start a business to compete with you. And if I get enough interest, I'm going to launch a business called Mermaid Martinis. And I'll buy these glasses in bulk for $4, and I'm going to undercut you by selling them for $10. And then every time I launch a video, we'll all celebrate with a dirty Dr. Pepper. Well, let's toast to you, Royalty Cups and Simplified Girl. You've
True.
shown us how to spot deceptive advertising. I hope Disney doesn't sue either of us, and I'll see you all in the next video.
What is this frame? I mean, real talk, this happens all the time. It's actually so sad. This is why you really got to be careful what you actually see out there. And like, I hate to say it, but it's like, I feel like if I ever come across like a sympathy baiting something and it's asking for me to do something, I am much more skeptical. Like if someone's just sharing their story, fine. Honestly, I support it. Like I'm actually much more willing to support it if they're not asking you to do anything. Like it, reply, whatever it is. Also, by the way, great freeze frame I got on. My God, his nose looks like it's contorted to the side, and then his eyes are rolled back in his head. Jesus, good Lord. But yeah, if anyone ever is asking you for something on the internet, and let me reference this, there's a bajillion flat scammer accounts that run around. I ain't ever asking you for money. We're not friends. I'm not asking you for money. I don't need it. I'm not running a giveaway. I'm not running something. I think I've run one event which you had to enter and submit a clip, the clip farm thing. You didn't submit a clip, congrats, you're not in it. You didn't win, right? Second off, I never run giveaways. I'm not running shit. I'm not messaging you. Hell, I don't even reply to my own fucking team 90% of the time, right? Sometimes it takes a couple extra days, right? Poor Shay sometimes goes the whole day on red over here because I forget to check my phone. So I ain't messaging you. Don't fall for scams. Don't fall for scams. And honestly, check on your parents and grandparents because they might be they're the target audience. So, and also one other thing, don't be afraid to share a story if you do get scammed, because sharing the story of how you got scammed is actually how people don't get scammed in the future. SK told me a story about her getting scammed with like a UPS scam, and it is actually believable. It was like a UPS like package getting shipped to you, and you have a package that's on the way, and you think like, oh shit, that's my package. Especially if you're expecting a package that day or the next day, and you get a text, you're like, oh shit, you don't think about it. Hearing those stories and learning about other people's experiences is how you keep yourself from getting scammed. So you can contribute to other people not getting scammed by sharing your story. So don't ever be ashamed. Don't ever be ashamed if you got scammed, because like it happens. But so share that story with others, because you could help save someone else from getting scammed too. So okay, cool. All right, chat, I'm gonna be real with you. I know it was a very short stream today, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Tomorrow will be much longer. Tomorrow I'll actually, do some gaming stuff, but today I'm gonna call it early because I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty wiped out, and we're getting pretty close to it not being raining, and I owe Shay a night out. So I'm gonna head off. Appreciate you. Oh, let's ETS grab that.
I've been a true long-time viewer. M18BTW,
oh Jesus Christ!
And my true aspirations are to be as rich as Elon Musk. But I need to ask you for a small loan of $5. Just a simple $5 donation could help me go to college, and then I can become rich and then give you 50 gifted in return. Thanks in advance.
Yeah, no shit.
I promise it's worth your investment. Yours truly, at No to Scammer.
Yeah, I streamed a lot the last week, so I need a day to chill day. I just want to hang on and chill out for a few hours because, it's just what I like to do. But anyways, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will have more stuff planned. We'll actually do some gaming, and I will see you guys then. All right, have a good night. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.